Yeah. It's quite the offer. Okay, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. What's going on today? Everyone feeling good?
Oh, everybody's good.
Oh, I can barely hear you. You okay or what?
I don't know why you can't hear me, but hey, whatever.
I hear you fine now. You look
Good.
lovely. What's the latest? Everything nice?
Yeah. Everything's
Nice
great.
night?
No?
No, didn't have a nice night.
No. But
Why?
that's okay.
Well, the Warriors lost. What happened? What was the problem? Did the Warriors lose? They wound up losing that game? Yeah, it seemed like they weren't going to pull that out against the Jazz. That good? Come on. Anyone buying that crap or what?
There's a lot of teams in the West that are good.
Yeah.
About 6 teams you can make a case for, I think.
I
I got a good record.
You got a good record?
The Jazz do.
Oh, the Jazz have a good record, yeah. Well, I'm not believing in them. I mean, as far as going anywhere special.
Are you buying the New Orleans routine?
I'm not ready to jump all over the New Orleans thing. It seems like end of the year it's going to be the typical Dallas-San Antonio situation, although Dallas didn't act very typical last year in the first round loss to the Warriors. But now with Jason Kidd, I mean, he's not the player he used to be, but he's a nice final piece of the puzzle kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree.
So they were doing... You know, Mark Cuban is not the guy to be denied. He'll find a way to get that trade done. Oh, Devin George doesn't want to go? Okay, he can sit here and languish. I'll send someone else.
Devin George is in the league still. That's great.
It's crazy that he turned down the trade, and now look what he's going to get.
Wow.
He's going to get exile, but that's fine. There's a lot going on today that needs to be discussed. You saw, I'm sure. Why did you? That can't be why you had a bad night, though, Terry. Why did you have a bad night?
just didn't sleep real well.
Oh.
Just up a lot.
Terrible insomnia? Worried about your tumultuous life? What's the problem?
Yeah, my life is so tumultuous. No, just was one of those nights with kids, I guess. You know, up with the little ones, and that's about it. You know, nothing major. Typical stuff.
All right. Well, you're going to pound your way through it, baby, like you've done all your life.
I pound right through it all. You're right.
Okay.
I was sleeping great till the alarm went off.
So now that you've established all that, I better get a lot out of you this morning, Terry. I'm expecting you to step up bigger than ever before.
Oh, wow.
I don't want people on Terry Cam to be, oh, she's dragging this morning. I want them to be, wow, she looks more vibrant and effervescent and more outgoing and lively than I've ever seen Terry Free. Look at those nipples, too.
Wow.
Unbelievable. That's the kind of comments I'm expecting this morning on Terry Cam.
Okay.
You're going to flip the script on a typical I'm tired day, aren't you? Aren't you? Answer me!
Sure. No.
You don't sound that committed to it.
No, I am. I'm very
Either
committed.
I want to believe you or I want to... Okay.
As always. I'm always here 150 million %.
You were up all night dancing in the streets for Barack Obama, and that's probably why you're tired of blaming it on your kids.
Yes,
The guy is going to be the next president. There's no two ways about it.
Looks like it.
The media is trying to make it like Hillary still has a chance. She's stuck between Barack and a hard place, Terry. They just want to continue to get ratings at this point because CNN and MSNBC and Fox News' ratings have been really high over the past month or so, and they don't want that to go away, so they're making it look like Hillary still's got a shot. But the Barack momentum, the wave he's riding, doesn't come down to the shore anytime soon, that's for sure. Unless he just does something really dumb, like he almost did by stealing dudes' speeches and stuff. But even he can get through that. There's nothing going to stop this guy. This thing is so over, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I know. And Wisconsin, of all places.
Yeah, where there's... they wanted to interview a black guy. They never found one.
Right. That is so true.
So to say that Barack Obama's appeal transcends all kinds of racial and gender and religious lines is almost an understatement at this point. The man is on fire. And so will Terry be all morning long.
Yeah.
As she fights her way through the insomniac kind of night. That's right, I said insomniac. Terry, if it makes you feel that much more excited about the morning, at some point today, and I have it right here, I printed it out and brought it in. I have an email. You know the T-Man email of the day that we do like once every other month? Yes, the T-Man email of the day is going to be regarding a woman who's been flirting with her married doctor.
Oh, wow, married doctor flirt.
Did you say married doctor, T-Man?
In the office, I said married doctor.
Whoa, in the office. Kind of doctor.
I see
or does
already.
it matter?
What's that? You
I
what?
said what kind of doctor?
Oh, I didn't really read all the way that. Let's see here. You're making me read it now?
No. I mean,
I don't know if she points out in the letter. I'll read through it and get back to you. I'll be reading it in its entirety later on this morning. Can't you wait?
Yes.
My gosh, I thought you were half asleep. Come on. You're really a pain in the ass when you're half asleep.
I liked you better when you were half asleep. Go back to bed.
Okay, so that's something to look forward to. I'll make sure to get that on before, like, I don't know, not much longer than an hour from now.
All
right, so I'm not going to make you wait 3 hours for it. Can't read it now because it's too early and we got to get some breaks in, so we don't fall too far behind.
Sure.
But then sometime, shortly after, like, 7 o'clock, I'll give you the lady who's flirting with her married doctor and is trying to figure out whether to take it to the next level or report the bastard. You know that ethical versus VJ dilemma that women have going on all the time, day by day.
The VJ's a formidable foe, though. I don't know if
everyone wants to be ethical, but that VJ could be a formidable foe against your best instincts.
God,
as opposed to your animal instincts.
VJ. Great.
So just relax.
I'll look at it differently from now on.
Look at what differently?
The VJ.
Oh, jeez.
Formidable foe. I just like that.
You've had many years to look at it. All of a sudden,
I know, but sometimes you just
like you
give me a different
perspective
of things every now and again. Yeah, get me back in touch with things.
So to speak. Yeah. You never realized that your machine, Terry, can be a formidable foe against what's best for you. Like you, of all people, right, have never had an instance or 900 in your life where you had a debate against your mind, and believe me, the vagine certainly conquered that little battle.
Things cost you a lot of money and a lot of sleep.
True.
A lot of courtroom time.
Jeez.
A lot of.
Yeah.
So this is not new ground for you, Terry. This is not foreign territory. This is right up your alley.
Oh, boy.
And we will come back and get things started right after these words.
The T-Man Show. Is the former friend getting very friendly with handsome Aaron Eckhart?
Oh, yes.
They look pretty cozy, and reports have claimed they are a couple. But we have got to call this a rumor.
Jennifer Aniston and Aaron Eckhart may be a couple, but they're not ready to confirm this as fact. They are filming a movie together, Terry, so... the least you're going to get out of this is a great movie entertainment experience. The most you're going to get out of it is just being able to live vicariously once again through Jennifer Aniston and her wonderful romantic life. Either way, we come out winners. That's good enough for me.
Do I know who Aaron Eckhart is or no?
Well, you should. I mean, he's a handsome man, don't you know? And I figured you know all the handsome men out there, but maybe you're losing track.
Okay.
You can look him up. You can, I'm sure, find a picture or two on the internet.
He is handsome.
And just start the drooling, right? Should we put a drool cup under his chin?
He is handsome.
If you're going to do that, then I'm going to put in a chew.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Nice.
He's a little older than I anticipated.
Surprised you haven't already.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, Jennifer Aniston ain't getting any younger. I guess maybe she's at the time in her life where she could consider starting to date, like, 21-year-olds. Maybe a little... I don't know, whoever she can make it happen with. She's at the age where she is very versatile, and just about any guy of any age is ready to jump aboard, especially in her vulnerable state.
Jeez, her vulnerable state.
Oh, come on, Terry. You got to acknowledge that the woman is about as big a bullseye right now and just has no ability to defend herself out there amongst any guy who's got half a mouthpiece. She's just going to be taken down with no struggle whatsoever. I mean, you know where she's been. You know the hurt.
Yes.
You know the scars.
Yes.
You know the fresh open wounds that need a squirt of Neosporin. And there are plenty of guys who have their tubes ready to be squeezed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I understand that. But I think, though, that
don't mock me when I say that she's a vulnerable type. She's about as vulnerable as it gets. Yes, you can respond. Of course you can. What are you waiting for?
Well... a minute. I think...
let's take a call.
But I think that, seriously, she has been out there long enough by herself, and that I think she's actually, gotten comfortable finally. I don't think she's as vulnerable as you think, or she may have been in the beginning.
Interesting.
I mean, I think that really she's spent enough time to where she's like, okay, I'm cool with this. I've gotten accustomed to being by myself. Things aren't working out. I'm good.
So you're
I'm happy.
telling me, you're saying, T-Man, you got it wrong.
Yes.
Jennifer Aniston did the proper thing when going through a heartache type period. She stepped back, spent some time just learning to love herself again. You forgot about that period of time, T-Man, because you weren't paying attention to it because that's boring to you.
Right.
Now that period has elapsed where she has allowed the wounds to heal because she took some solo time, now she's ready to go back into the dating world with a vengeance, and she's the opposite of the vulnerable woman.
Right.
T-Man, you got it all wrong.
Right.
Well, that's an interesting case you make there, Terry.
Yeah, I think she's just, you know.
That's a wonderful presentation you made. It certainly has a lot of merits. Your points that you made, there's no doubt about it. Of course,
Am I going to get buzzed on this?
The case that you made is all bogus.
Oh, bogus.
Terry, there's not enough time in a woman's life for her to get those wounds to heal to the proper fashion that you're saying is the situation. You're describing as fact. There's not enough lifetimes for Jennifer Aniston to live for all that she's dealt with, all the wounds, all the shots to the gut that she took. You're going to tell me she takes, 4 months off, and that's going to allow her to recoup and collect herself? I don't think so. She's going to need a good 700 years, Terry.
I don't think so.
It was a nice try, though, Terry. It was a wonderful presentation, and you almost made the debate team here.
Almost. I think I've debated very well.
You did.
I think that a lot of women can relate and realize,
really.
yeah, you're right. Being independent and finding who I am and getting in touch with my...
Oh, she's still sticking with it. Oh,
yeah, that is true. Because I think that after a while, you realize that you've healed and you've moved on.
Back to her old, ridiculous dating ways, starting now. Go. What else is going on in the world, Terry? What else is happening, please?
I got some news for you about Pink and her husband, Carrie Hart. Apparently, after 2 years of marriage, officially they are going to...
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt again, Terry. We're going to talk about Pink and Carrie Hart. I know that they are having problems again. Is that right? I can't... Actually, that's hard to believe because they were working things out, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, actually.
I want to make sure that Don hangs on the line. Don is claiming that him and his wife were busted in a hotel room last night, and we want to hear all about those details. Okay. All right? So for Don sitting on hold right now, do your best to hang in there as we update the world on the world of Pink.
Yes.
Which every guy is going to now perk up his ears, yes.
Right.
But not that. Yes, you're talking about rock star to the stars.
Yes.
Pink.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What about her? Her relationship is completely over now?
Yeah,
there's no salvaging it?
Yeah, they officially have filed for divorce. Her rep says, quote, "This decision was made by best friends with a huge amount of love and respect for one another. While the marriage is over, their friendship has never been stronger."
Right, very shocking. They separated. They tried to make it work. They gave it another go, and now it's officially over. They put a lot of time in. I mean, you got to think about what Carrie Hart put in there, Terry. He rescued her from Michael Vick's yard and nursed her back to health, Terry, and now only just to realize that it was all for naught, that it's not going to work out, that Pink, the very beautiful Pink, is going to be he's going to have to let her go, Terry, because it's just not going to work out. So what does he do? He opens up the pen and lets her gallop out into the wilderness, Terry? What do you do when you let
Pink go?
Someone as hot as Pink go? How do you exactly go through the... Oh, of course she does. She's so hot.
Yeah,
so again, do you just open up the pen and let her gallop out to the wilderness, Terry? How do you let someone like Pink go?
Well, you just do. And like I said, that her rep says their friendship's stronger than ever.
Yes.
You haven't seen her lately? She actually does look really, really good.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Carrie Hart's pretty hot, too. So.
Unless I must not have seen her lately. I think I saw her this week. If that's not lately, then I don't know what you're talking about, because I don't think Pink is very pretty. I'm sorry.
Have you ever?
Have I ever thought Pink was pretty?
Yes.
How does no grab you?
Oh, okay.
How about will I ever think Pink is pretty? You want to go with that one?
Okay, well,
Yeah, how does no grab you, Terry?
all right.
Not feeling Pink as far as the hotness, Terry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right. To some, they like
To some what? To
some guys, it's
you think you speak for guys now?
Well, I know that Hotshot thinks that she looks good.
Wow, Hotshot has got the most ridiculous taste in the world.
Wow.
And he is not confirmed, by the way. Aside from his lovely wife, who I've met, and that was the only important selection he had to make, he did right. But you talk about some of the women that Hotshot pulls out of the celebrity world that he says he likes. I mean, come on, please. He's still kicking himself that he didn't screw Tanya Harding when he had a chance.
Oh, wow.
I forgot about that. It does
All
sting
right.
a bit, yeah.
He's still cursing himself over that. The one that got away shouldn't be Tanya Harding. Should be someone hotter than that.
Yeah,
if you're going to be kicking yourself the rest of your life about the one that got away, it shouldn't be someone who looks like Tanya Harding.
Well, it's not because she's hot, though. You recognize. I mean,
okay, so it was hot, and her level of hotness combined with the celebrity and what do you call it when you're in her infamous status kind of thing.
yes, that's all it is.
All right.
I mean, she's attractive, but that wasn't all it is. The fact that she might hit me over the head with a hubcap was what I was looking for.
You're going to help Terry's case, I'm sure, and go against mine that I don't find Pink remotely attractive. I think she, at times, has been spotted barking at the moon. But you're going to say that I'm wrong and she's very good-looking and a lot of guys out there would want her.
I don't think she's aesthetically pleasing. I don't think she's classically pretty, but I like her. There's something about her I like. But I can see where guys wouldn't like her. She does kind of have that funny nose and, the short hair and all that. I get why you don't like her.
That and she's ugly. But all right, yeah.
Also a good reason.
Okay, so are we to feel and possibly speculate, Terry, that this relationship ended because of another woman or what? And Pink's just refusing to stop seeing her, or what's the story?
Well, I believe they had an open marriage just because knowing that they both were, on the road a lot and things like that. And I think rumor had it that eventually one girl he kind of started spending a little bit too much time with. Mm-hmm. While he was out on the road doing his little...
So they had an open marriage, but don't see anyone else.
Well, you can go ahead and do that, but let's not get too attached to anyone in particular. And I think he may have gotten a little too attached.
The open marriage had stipulations and rules. You can go out and screw. If you can't have Pink, you can put one on this thing. But you can't get attached to anyone on any kind of long-term or even medium-term basis. You can't be seeing the same person over and over again. That is not what an open marriage is about, at least as far as their rules were concerned.
I believe so, yeah.
And in the open marriage little lifestyle that they were living, Carrie Hart all of a sudden started developing feelings for someone else. Is that how the story goes? Or
something like that, yeah. Apparently he's been seen quite often with an unidentified brunette. In fact, over the weekend in Vegas, he was at Tab Ultra Lounge, and he was with that woman. So
with that same woman, that's the one in question.
Yeah.
Was there ever anyone that might have overheard him telling this other woman some variation of the following statement? Wow, I've never been with a hot girl. Anything like that, Terry? Has he ever been heard in a club or at a restaurant saying something to that effect?
No. At least not in my news sources.
Well, that's shocking. Because that was probably the greatest appeal.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. You could try to convince me until you're blue in the face.
Yeah?
I am just not feeling like Pink is even remotely attractive.
All right.
That's all right. Okay. I like her music. All right? I like her attitude.
Okay.
I like her body of work.
Sure.
Just not a big fan of her body or her face. But her body of work, Terry, is very, very impressive.
All right.
All right.
I was looking up pictures just now to try to find a really hot one to show you, but yeah, there aren't any.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
not
weird.
Even in Maxim,
the one time I met her in person, I thought she was so cute. But it's weird. I mean, I can't find one hot picture of her. Doesn't
That's
exist.
weird, because when I met her in person, I thought she was like the opposite. But anyway, she did one spread a couple of years ago where everyone was like, whoa, Pink looks really good. Uh-huh. But I still even wasn't feeling it. But that just was a real souped-up, artificial Pink. That is not the Pink that you're hanging out with or especially waking up, rolling over, and looking at. All right.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, all right. So Pink is amongst the single people of the world officially. And what is she? She's mid-20s? How old is she now?
I think she's closer to 30, maybe. I don't know.
Is this her right here? Oh, okay. Pasty just printed me out a picture. I'm like, that can't be Pink. This is the girl that Carrie Hart was with. Yeah.
That's more
now
like
it makes sense.
Oh.
Now I understand. What wife?
Oh, wow. But if you're already in an open marriage, I mean...
Yeah, but you could see how any guy would all of a sudden become attached. Let me put this picture. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. I actually saw it over the past couple of days somewhere on the internet. But just looking at it again just refreshes and reminds me as to why Carrie Hart had trouble maintaining the rules in this open marriage that him and Pink had documented or at least verbalized that were going to be in place as far as the stipulations and the rules, Terry. You can understand why he was having a tough time keeping within the guidelines when he's hanging out with a girl that looks like this. Now put this picture immediately, please.
Immediately.
Up on the tmanshow.com so everyone can get an idea of why Carrie Hart was having a little trouble remembering the rules to his open marriage. I can only do you once, say the rules. Well, screw the rules.
Yeah, what if once is like 4 days in a row? But it's still once, just don't stop.
Yeah, I never really took it out.
Yeah, right.
And here we are on our 5th day.
Oh, wow.
Still once.
Is that possible as far as being seen as not breaking the rules?
Well, like I said, I mean, I think that, yeah, I can see you going out maybe once or twice, but I think that when it becomes an everyday thing or...
No, but we're describing a situation where, it was an everyday thing for like 5-7 days in a row, but he never really took it out, Terry. I mean, they had maybe a little breakfast muffin and
I think that when you are staying in a hotel for 5 to 7 days or wherever at the chick's house...
They never took it out, so they were allowed to have sex once. They were there 7 days, but he never really took it out.
He never really took it out.
Never really took it out.
Okay,
yeah, he never showered, which would clean off, and that's the barrier between sessions.
Right. Okay, never took it out.
Never really took it out. So does that break the rule or what? I didn't really break the rule because I never really took it out. Yeah, I mean, we're on our 2nd week here, but I never took it out.
It's just taking me a while, that's all. Still the same time.
Matt thinks Pink is every bit as hot as any girl that Carrie Hart's been hanging out with, and obviously he needs to go to the tmanshow.com to see the picture to confirm that he feels this way. Matt, you're on the air.
Man, I think Pink looks great. She has an amazing body.
She has shaped up. She went through a little chunky phase for a minute, and now she's kind of tightened up a little bit.
As celebrities, you can't go into a relationship being open because if you're a man, every girl knows you. They're going to want to have sex with you.
She is raunchy. She's not hot, and she looks like she's got an odor that just is reeking of shrimp salad sandwich on toasted wheat. I'm sorry.
Ooh, really?
End of story.
Okay.
Do I get cheese or no? I'm just wondering.
Well, if you want some provolone, I can chuck that on for you.
Wow.
Anything else is going to be about 30 cents extra.
Oh, I'm in. Done. Double cheese.
Double cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yum, yum. Bonus cheese.
Jennifer had the rules broken in her relationship.
Oh.
Yes, Jennifer.
Yeah, I was with my boyfriend for 7 years, and then we were just moving in together and getting engaged, and then he did this one-time thing, and then I come to find out it lasted 3 days in a row.
Mm-hmm. But he never really took it out, so it's really still a one-time thing. So
yeah, so it wasn't the one. I might have let it go. It was New Year's, whatever. Yeah. If it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I'm so sorry. But then.
So wait. It was New Year's, so aren't you supposed to be with your fiance?
Well, I went to go visit family for a week. He was invited, but he didn't.
Oh, you opened the door wide for him to just go into a playground of the cheating world. What are you doing, leaving him on New Year's Eve to be with your family? He's your family at that point.
Well, I thought it'd be okay. He was invited to go. I trusted him.
Wonder why he didn't want to go.
Yeah, I guess he was feeling trapped or whatever. But the three days in a row thing, I couldn't get past that. I'm like, okay, if it's a one-time thing and then afterwards you felt bad, I don't know.
So but looking back, do you think he had this thing set up and that's why he was so anxious not to go with you on this New Year's adventure with your family?
I don't think it was set up, but I guess if the opportunity presented itself, he was ready.
I don't know. I wouldn't be so sure. Maybe it wasn't set up per se, but he may have had someone clearly on his radar that when the opportunity came up to go on this New Year's vacation with his fiance or stay home and try to seal the deal on what he knows won't take that much work, he chose the latter because he knew that it was a pretty safe deal.
But why not break up first?
Well, why break up if you could get away with it? I mean, he obviously wanted to get away with it, and he still wanted to be with you.
But then he told me about it after.
So he just came right out and told you and ratted himself out. There was nothing that you picked up on. There was nothing that you discovered. There was no. Is he the kind of guy to just have this guilt complex situation that a lot of guys can have, or what?
Guilt complex.
Or maybe he just wanted a way to get out of this engagement, and he didn't want to seem like a bastard who had no real reason to get out. He wanted to make it seem like, well, I cheated, so I guess we can't do that marriage thing that we talked about, and that was the most convenient way to get himself out of a upcoming marriage that he was scared to death of.
Could be. Yeah, makes sense. I guess it makes sense.
He might not have even cheated. He may have actually made up the whole story, which is unlikely, but it's possible.
No, they're still together. It's been a long time, like over a year.
Really?
Yeah, it worked out.
That's weird.
Yeah. But I don't understand why you wouldn't just break up, because now you got the cheater label on you. After that, everybody knows.
Well, yeah, if he's just going to rat himself out, I don't know why he didn't just break up with you either, but maybe he just didn't want to have the conversation of, I don't want to get married. It was a lot easier to just have the breakup seem like there was no other choice because he cheated on you. That could be the reason. All right? So if you're looking for the reason, you may have it right there.
I'm over it now, but...
Oh, there you go.
Sounds like you are, Jennifer, so keep going the way you're going. Everything will be fine, all right? How you going? Okay, good. Not really interested. All right. Pink is available for you, Jennifer.
She is.
Yes.
She is available.
Something tells me she doesn't rule out the ladies. Hey, just my assessment, Terry, of Pink. And I have some very strong opinions on just about everything. But Pink as well, Terry. Something tells me she dabbles in the bisexual world.
Oh, there you go. And just makes the ladies happy out there who dabble as well. Right?
Now, Don.
Oh, jeez.
Don.
Yes.
You and your wife were in a hotel room last night having sex. Is that what I am hearing about? Is this the story you want to tell us? Is this the beginnings of the details of the story you're going to be sharing with us, or what?
Yes, I mean, we try to do like a role play thing at least once a month.
Okay, stop right there. All right, stop right there. You do a role play thing once a month. They were in a hotel last night, and then something unexpected happened.
Well, yeah, there was
All right, hang on. All right, hang on, because I got to take a break. I don't want to fall too far behind this morning, but Terry,
yes.
I know that you're dying with suspense.
Oh.
I don't do many teasers on this program.
No,
but,
you don't.
I just wanted to make sure Don didn't hang up, because I want to hear his story, because I'm hearing it's an interesting story.
Oh, all right.
So, I have teased Don's call, Terry.
Wow. Stay tuned for Don's call.
Called a tease in the trade.
Whoa.
You're a real radio guy.
Thank you. I've made it. When we get back, ladies and gentlemen, Don is going to tell us the unexpected thing that happened while him and his wife were role-playing at a hotel trying to keep their marriage fresh. All the lengths that people will go to keep a marriage fresh, Terry.
True.
Got to role play once a month, become completely different people in our minds so we can have exciting sex. And then something really spectacular happened. We're going to hear all about that. He said, leading people with bated breath to this break. What is bated breath, by the way, Terry? Do you have bated breath? You need any mouthwash?
No.
Okay. We will hear all about Don's situation right after these words.
The T-Man Show.
My gosh, like what I said here, all I do is speak the realities of the world, and I get in trouble for it, Terry.
Whoa.
What did I say that was so bad? First of all, I got all these callers saying, oh, T-Man, your taste is in your freaking ass.
What?
You don't realize how hot Pink is. Pink is not hot. There's no two ways about it.
But not to you. That's what I'm saying.
No, not to anybody who's really understanding of what the superficial man is into, Terry. I'm sorry. Pink is I'm a big fan. Pink is very talented. Pink has got a good personality. Pink sends the right messages in this world. Pink is an artist that should be loved for her breadth of music, Terry. But as far as if she's hot or not, I wouldn't screw her with a stolen dick. End of story. That's all there is to it.
Well, you might not.
What did I say that was so bad? Because, I guess I mentioned that now that her and Carrie Hart are broken up, I wondered if he had to unlatch the gate and let her gallop out into the wilderness now, and it's really a shame because he took all that time mending her back to health after rescuing her from Michael Vick's yard, Terry. I mean, these were...
She's not that bad.
Oh, my gosh, even worse. Anyway, how about this? For all the people that are calling in right now that want to get on the air and tell me how hot Pink is, we can do this all morning long, but why don't we just save ourselves the time? I put a picture of who Carrie Hart is now seeing and the real culprit in this situation. Apparently, as Terry pointed out earlier, they had an open marriage, but he started seeing a girl more than he should because it was against the rules of their open marriage that he was able to see the same girl more than a couple of times. But her picture is now up on the front page of the TManShow.com with him because he's currently still with her. And right beneath it, Terry, I put a picture of Pink. Not a bad picture of Pink.
Is it an old picture of Pink? A bad one that you found?
I could have found. I knew that's where you're going. I already answered it before you even asked it.
Yes.
I could have put a much worse picture of Pink up there, Terry. But I put a pretty picture of Pink. Pretty Pink. And it's up there, and there's a little area where you can vote. And if you really feel like you think Pink is a better-looking lady than the one that Carrie Hart is with right now. And I'm not saying that that's what it's all about. I'm not saying that when it comes down to it, looks are what make a man's decision on who he wants to be with. Of course not. But you want to challenge me like this about how hot Pink is? Fine. Let's have a pose down with him and Carrie Hart's new girlfriend. Sell it right now. Now, maybe lesbians thinks Pink's hot, Terry, and maybe that's what's getting you all riled up right now. Maybe it's that hint of lesbianism. Maybe it's that lesbonic side that you've always denied, but I've always told you truly exists, and I'm obviously way more aware of it than you claim to be. Maybe it's that side of you that is one of the people that is getting all riled up because I came on and said that Pink in the celebrity world is at the bottom of the barrel as far as who's hot and who's not. There's just no two ways about it, Terry. In the celebrity world, where does Pink rank as far as hotness? Way down the bottom of the list. I'm sorry.
I just disagree. I think now, I'm looking at the pictures and yes.
Well, then vote. Are you going to vote for Pink over that girl? If you're going to vote for Pink over that girl,
this is why she's hot. This is why the other girl's hot. A, because she's got the long dark hair. Pink has short cropped hair. Body wise, I think that.
Start over. Go ahead. Hold on.
What are you doing? I wish we had a cam on you this morning.
Tell me why she's hot. Tell me why she's hot.
She's got the long, dark, luscious brunette hair.
Oh, you're even using the voice,
and wait, she's a little bit younger, tighter body.
Yeah.
Not so many tattoos, or maybe not so many piercings in those not so, cute places.
Are you doing the voice now? I'm starting to lose my hand.
But I think that there are other pictures of her and Carrie Hart that are... Oh, jeez.
Yeah, go ahead. What?
Sure, put her in one of those little slinky dresses and her leg all up in there. You can find the slinky little shots of Pink, too.
Pink can't pull off that look, first of all.
Oh, hold on.
Pink wouldn't even dare get in the posture that the girl that Carrie Hart is posed with on the TManShow.com, Terry, because Pink doesn't have the ability to pull off that pose. All right? She's just not that type of a woman. She wouldn't even dare get herself in that kind of pose in the picture unless she was goofing around.
There's a picture of her in the Washington Post, by the way, and her and Carrie Hart look really good together. They're all dressed up. She looks great. Pink and Carrie Hart.
Mm-hmm. All right. right. Well, then put that picture. If you don't like the picture that I put up there of Pink, then put a substitute photo up there. Whatever.
Just
be careful. I put a picture up there of Pink that is very reasonable. I could have put a lot of pictures up there that make her look a lot worse. But I don't need to. Because even with that picture, when it comes to evaluating the looks of the Hollywood world, Terry Pink is still at the bottom of the list. Now, at the end of the day, Terry, that's not what it's about when you're with a girl long term. Because looks only last, a week or so, and then you become immune to them, and then it's the real person you got to deal with on a regular basis and bang your friggin' head against the wall if they're just driving you nuts. So that's not obviously what it's about. But you and the callers have made it about that. And look what's happening. Now, Don is hung up. Don, who hung on all through the break, Terry, was going to tell us about him and his wife role-playing last night in a hotel because they do it once a month, and something spectacular happened. He just hung up the phone line. And it's all your fault. Now, can we get Don back on the line? Why do I feel like I've heard someone say that before?
What happened to the pictures?
That's an inside joke, ladies and gentlemen.
It's inside.
And we love inside jokes on the program. But anyway,
some people know what we're talking about.
I bet right now amongst the people listening, there's not a single person that knows what that reference just. 4 people, you're saying?
Yes.
There's not a single person that can come on the air right now and tell me what that means. When I just say, can you get Don back on the line? You tell me who's famous or not so famous for saying that, and I'll give you what? I'd be willing to give away a lot, but the promotions department of this company is closed.
Come back next year, kid.
I mean, you got that memo that there's nothing in prize closets. Everything's clamped down. There's nothing really out there. Everything's on hold. So what can I really offer to give away? We gave away a $25 gas card yesterday, and that was like breaking the bank.
Fresh out of stuff.
Oops, our bad.
Now, luckily, there are sponsors out there that are calling us as far as alternatives to the T-Man party cruise to Mexico that I'll be telling you about not too long from now, Terry, that don't make us need to go to the company to get the funds to put anything together. It's being taken care of by sponsors who want to be a part of this.
Really?
That's what's lucky for us. But I feel bad for other shows that got nothing. They got dick to give away. That's a shame.
Good morning. I'm calling.
Are we going to Mexico?
I can't release those details just yet, but there is
excited.
There is a high-profile air carrier, Terry. Now, you're familiar with air carriers. They own planes. They have in-flight movies.
Sure.
They have called us out of the blue, saying they want to be a part of the T-Man Show experience. They want to be a part of giving listeners trips so we can get one big fiesta happening because the cruise lines are really concerned of what our listeners are capable of doing 7 days at sea. And I can't say I blame them. Right out in the middle of the Pacific or wherever the hell you float when you're going around Mexico.
Right. Whatever you float.
Wherever the hell you float, it's just a free-for-all possibility situation, and I can't say that I would want to blame them for being a little bit concerned.
Right.
Our listeners tend to be able to get a little rowdy.
Just a tad from time to time.
Okay, now, have you voted, Terry? Because you couldn't, with good conscience, vote for Pink over that girl. I just want to make sure if it's official or not. You voted?
Yes.
And who'd you vote for?
I voted for Pink.
A fraudulent vote has been cast.
Oh, jeez.
And you know it's a fraudulent vote. You know, it says
I'm
up
not
there. I'm hoping
that
it
she's
says,
not pretty, the other girl, but I think it's a totally different, comparison.
Does it say vote for who's hotter? Does it say anywhere on there, please vote for who's hotter? Do they make that direct distinction and reference, yes or no?
Yes.
Is she hotter than Pink?
So when asked that question point blank, Terry lied. Just to hold true to her feelings of agitation because I'm coming on and I'm saying so many nice things about Pink, Terry. Mm-hmm. So why are you so bothered by the fact that she's not hot?
So many nice things. She's the bottom of the barrel.
She's bottom of the barrel. That's nice. No way around it.
That picture does not look good of Pink. That's a bad picture.
It's not a bad picture. That is not a bad picture. That's the way she looks. If that's a bad picture, well, that's the way she looks.
Yeah, then I guess I changed my mind.
Jessica in Portland.
Did you get the one in Washington
I'm
Post?
out on her.
Jessica in Portland, are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, what can I do for you?
Well, I got a problem because I like to be spanked and my boyfriend won't do it anymore.
Wow.
Oh,
So I'm
you've come to
thinking
the
that
right place.
I probably have to leave him if he's not going to fulfill that.
So this is a deal breaker for you. This is the
It is
implosion
deal
of your
breaker.
relationship kind of situation. If you're with a guy who's unwilling to spank you and he's proven time and time again that he doesn't have it in him, that is not the kind of guy you can maintain a relationship with. You need to be spanked, and rule number one in getting involved in a relationship with Jessica is you have to be aware. Not only will you be spanking her on a regular basis, but you better do it with some enthusiasm and some gusto.
Exactly.
How long you been seeing this guy who is now going to be sent?
About 2 years. And the first year, I'm telling you, it was hot. It was great. But after that, it kind of slowed down.
Oh, wait, so are you saying in the first year he was willing to spank you and all of a sudden he suspended his spanking interest?
Right,
Well,
right.
why would he be a spanker? Either you're a spanker or you're not a spanker. I can't believe
I know,
all of a sudden
that's
one
what
day
I'm
you
saying.
just shut
can't be
down
on
the
fence.
one day you
Can't be
just
on the
shut down the spanking practices, Terry. I can't believe that a guy who's already established that he has no problem spanking this girl who desperately and totally deserves and needs to be spanked, Terry. That all of a sudden one day he just shuts the doors on his spanking interests.
Right.
Did he give you an explanation, Jessica?
He's just busy doing other things now. Other things. I think it's just fun.
And the things' names are?
Oh, jeez.
He could be spanking someone else. I don't know. I think he's just not doing it all together, and that's just not going to work for me.
Jessica,
Yes.
you're a new listener. You're calling from Portland. Maybe you just wanted to get on the air, make a little impact on the program. Is this a
No,
true
it's
story,
true.
or are you making this whole thing up just to get a little bit of a rise out of the T-Man, who it's not very difficult to get a rise out of on the T-Man in the Morning Show? Is that what you're doing here? Is that what you're pulling off, or what? Because I can't understand. Yes.
How could I prove this to you? You want pictures of my red bottom? Or
Wow, red bottom.
Well, if you insist, I mean, we could certainly have you email those to us so we could have some kind of visual evidence that this takes place. Aside from the fact that he is time and time again over the past few weeks and months refused to spank you,
Right.
other areas of the relationship are solid, or there's other problems that lie in the relationship's foundation, yes or no?
Well, he has been heading over to friend's house a lot. So
Friend's house. So it's really not the spanking. You're just not getting enough attention paid to you overall. You say he's really busy. He's got a lot of things on his plate. And when he does have free time, he's hanging out with friends instead of you. It's not about the spanking, Jessica. Why do you try to masquerade this as just like an S&M or spanking issue?
all right.
You just have a boyfriend that's kind of getting sick of you. Is pretty much what you're calling up and saying, more or less. Is that right or no?
I think I'm just the one that's a little more adventurous than he is, and maybe he just did it for me.
She wants to deny the whole getting sick of.
Are you sure it's just not a situation where you can actually come up with the words that hurt to say, the words that are actually the fact, but no woman wants to actually hear it out loud, that my boyfriend's getting sick of me, T-Man?
I think he's just tired of the whole role play, the whole spanking, the whole everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
The whole you?
You either have to be in it and fully be in it or not. And I think he's not, All
right, well, if your boyfriend is listening, I don't know if he listens to the program or not. It's not even important. Say what he needs to hear right now. Put it on the line. Lay it out there for him. If it involves an ultimatum, if it involves a last-ditch effort kind of request, say what you need to say at this time. Jessica, the floor is yours.
I think he needs to spank me tonight or it's done.
No, don't say it like that. No, don't say it like that. Just say his name, or if you don't want to say his real name out there, give him like an alias, and then act like you're speaking to him, because even if he's not listening, someone he knows is, and will pass it along to him. So, Jessica, don't speak to us anymore. Don't speak to the listeners. Speak to him and lay it on the line.
Ryan, if I don't get my ass spanked tonight, then it's done. I'm not going to be with you any longer. You know what I need, you know what I want, and that's it. That's all.
Wow.
Now, how hard of a ass whipping do you need tonight to really feel like you're back in the good days of your relationship? Scale of 1 to 5, 5 being your ass is just bubbling and blistered, and 1 being just a sexual pat on the ass. Where are we talking about?
I'm going to need a 9. I'm going to need a 9 out of a scale of 1 to 10.
And what kind of, I don't know, maybe you're just playing around, but if you're being serious, what kind of a rise, what kind of a rush do you get out of being spanked on such a violent level? I said scale of 1 to 5, 5 being blistered and bubbled ass. You said a 9.
It doesn't get to the blistering. It gets a
Well,
little
you said
red.
a 9. You went over a 5. So you want a nice, hardcore rash once this thing is done.
If you're talking blister, that's 5. I think that's not the thing.
Well, you got to listen to my question then, because I said on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being just a little tap.
All right, we're going 4.5 then.
4.5, because you're not going full out blisters and bubbles.
Not to the point of blistering. I mean, if you realize what spankers like, then it's not a blister.
But you want it hard. You want it really severe.
Right.
And again, what do you get out of that? A lot of people who aren't familiar and really educated on the kind of world that obviously you are playing around in, what kind of rush comes about when your boyfriend just takes it to your ass cheek?
Taking it to the ass cheek.
I don't know if I can explain that on the air.
All right, well, answer this. Is it a situation that you just want his hand to do the spanking?
No, we use, I think it's the ping pong paddle tonight.
The ping pong paddle.
Needed, yeah.
Now, does the ping pong paddle have the skin taken off? You know, that rubber little strip? Does it have it taken off and it's all out wood, or is it got that little?
No, it's got the rubber on it. It makes a nicer. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's got those. It has better contact.
That dotted rubber that's going to leave like a couple of hundred dots on your ass.
But it's got a little bit of that little padding.
All right, well, Ryan heard the call to action. He either has a last chance now to respond, or he can pretty much do what it sounds like he's been doing over the past number of weeks or so, Terry, and that's little by little get himself out of the relationship. He's been put on notice, Terry. And we'll hear from Jessica in Portland, I'm sure, over the next couple of days to give us an update on how he responds.
All right.
Jessica, good luck to you and your ass.
Yeah.
Take care.
We're pulling for you.
There she goes. We're all pulling for her.
Right.
I'm pulling for her right now, too. All right.
Oh, jeez.
Do you think that was real, Terry? I think it kind of was. Because I put her out there. I kind of gave her a chance to say, all right, I'm just trying to have a little fun on the air.
Right.
She didn't bend, Terry.
And Ryan was her boyfriend's name, is that it?
Not in this case. Yeah, Ryan was her boyfriend's name. Yeah, why? I don't know if Ryan was a real name, but she didn't make any reference to that being a fake name. I said she could use a fake name, but she didn't suggest that was. Yeah. She's pretty desperate. She wants her boyfriend home, and she wants what she needs. Maybe he's a little tired of spanking her ass all the time. You know, all of us can relate with that.
Really? Oh, okay.
Again?
Oh, jeez.
Well, we'll all take a moment and hope for the best for the relationship of, what was her name, Terry? Jessica and Ryan. Jessica and Ryan sounds like two names that belong as a couple, Terry. Throw in the ass spanking of a 4.5 degree, and it's a match made in heaven.
The T-Man Show.
It's mealtime for 17-year-old Natalie Cooper. And what's on the menu? Tic Tacs.
Oh, cool. Yeah, just about every other girl in a high school class, I'm sure.
Yummy.
You gotta keep your body looking right, Terry.
Sure.
That means no more than 3. Don't go for that 4th Tic Tac. Come on.
It's mealtime for 17-year-old Natalie Cooper. And what's on the menu? Tic Tacs.
Oh, geez.
That's right, Tic Tacs. In fact, that's all she eats.
Yeah.
The teenager is battling a mystery illness that makes her allergic to everything but the 2-calorie mints. It is neat.
I'll give her a 2-calorie mint, Terry.
Oh, wow.
So this is not just because she wants to keep thin. She has some, like, allergies that make her allergic to just about everything the world has to offer, basically, or what?
Sounds like it, yes.
And she's discovered Tic Tacs is the only thing she can pretty much ingest.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, I'm willing to listen to a little more of this without just completely getting fully bored.
The teenager is battling a mystery illness that makes her allergic to everything but the 2-calorie mints. It isn't easy having your whole life revolve around Tic Tacs. At the supermarket, Natalie and her mom stock up. And they're
loading the car with Tic Tacs, Terry.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And their cabinets are full of them.
It's where I keep my Tic Tacs.
Mealtime.
It's like British, too.
This is where I keep...
Yeah, that is. She's got Britney Spears' complex.
Yeah, maybe
So I
that's...
keep my Tic Tacs. Is everyone doing that? All kinds of born and raised American girls just talking with British accents these days? Just did Britney start a trend or something, or what?
I don't
Keep my Tic Tacs.
Are full of them.
It's where I keep my Tic Tacs.
Meal times are rough for Natalie. While her mom serves sandwiches to everyone else, Natalie gets nothing but a box of Tic Tacs.
Oh, it's all right. Be a little creative. Throw a little A1 on it, Terry. A little Tabasco.
Sure.
Throw it on a skewer.
Skewer.
And you're good to go.
Thank you.
But the tiny mints don't provide Natalie with enough nutrients or calories to live.
Yeah, you think?
So most of her sustenance comes from a feeding tube.
It's very unusual, but there are cases where people cannot keep anything down bigger than, let's say, a Tic Tac, and they require artificial feeding through a tube.
Yeah.
Growing up in England, Natalie was a healthy
I'll give
baby,
you some
eating
more.
regular food. Here she is enjoying cake on her 6th birthday. But at the
So she was fine at 6. Is that what they're telling us now, or what?
Sounds
She
like
had
it.
no
Yes.
problems
No
eating.
problem.
She had a nice, hefty piece of cake at 6.
Right.
All of a sudden, she gets to be 17, and she's got this
Weird.
eating problem.
Right, weird allergies to everything but Tic Tacs.
Oh, no. Something tells me she just talked her mom into why she's anorexic, and her mom's buying it, and all of a sudden Inside Edition's cameras came over, or something like that.
Weird.
Growing up in England, Natalie was a healthy baby, eating regular food. Here she is enjoying cake on her 6th birthday.
Woo-hoo.
But at the age of 13, Natalie's stomach mysteriously started rejecting everything she ate, and her weight dropped to a frightening 70 pounds. Eventually, all she could eat were after-dinner mints.
I used to take these, but they ended up being too big, so I moved down to the smaller ones.
Yeah, my wife has the same problem.
But then they ended up being too big, so I shrunk again, and now Tic Tacs.
Doctors still don't know what's wrong with Natalie, so for now, there's no end in sight to her Tic Tac diet.
Doctors are like, yeah, we have no clue.
Wow.
Just keep the Tic Tac. Keep eating those Tic Tacs, though, honey.
Yeah. And-
That's nice.
and-
That's what you'd like to hear if you go to the doctor and you're trying to figure out why everything she eats, she throws up, except for Tic Tacs.
Right, but she's getting other nutrients in her body through a feeding tube, right?
Yes. Even Mentos is too much for her to handle.
Man, Mentos is like a buffet. I can't handle it.
Right. She's like, no, I've had enough. I can't have another bite. Wow, that's serious.
That is serious.
Maybe I'll get stricken with that someday.
I mean, yeah, maybe so lucky.
70 pounds.
If you're at the doctor's office and your daughter is the one in question here, and they're like, yeah, but beats us, you think you'd be like, well, maybe you want to crack a book here and try to figure this thing out because it's getting a little tough on the family.
Yeah.
They have no clue. They have no clue.
Whoa.
The doctors of our world in this country, Terry.
People talk themselves into stuff sometimes. Kind of like you said.
So you think it's like a psychosomatic illness.
Yeah.
She just didn't like the way her body was looking, so she talked herself into puking up everything she eats. Well, I mean, yeah, the doctors are like, well, she's going to puke up everything she eats if she shoves her finger down her throat every time she's done.
Yeah, it works every time, shockingly. You'd be surprised how that happens. It's like lactose intolerant. When did that whole thing start?
Bunch of snake oil medical garbage.
Definitely.
Is that what, yeah, I mean, like back in the what? When did the lactose intolerant world come about? Over the past 20 years? What? People were fine with dairy and everything? Like what? All the years before that?
Yeah.
Please.
I guess so.
Can't
There are
handle
no new illnesses being invented. All of a sudden, oh, now people can't handle milk.
It's very,
Come on.
very, very spicy, that milk.
Please.
My stomach can't handle it.
Jeez.
Can't fool us, just crying out for attention.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you have to break wind to get attention, Terry, that obviously is the last straw. Speaking of doctors that are a little questionable.
Yes.
That may be the perfect lead into today's T-Man email of the day, Terry, which, by the way, is usually an email that I read once every other month.
That is true.
I certainly am behind in reading emails of the day. But I have one here that I read yesterday, and I found it so fascinating that I had to print it out and bring it in and share it with you all. So if you're ready, here now is today's T-Man email of the day. Sounds like thinking, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Dear Mr. T-Man, sir.
Ooh.
I'm a married woman in my mid-30s, and last Thursday it was clear to me that I was being flirted with at my doctor's appointment. This is only the second time I've seen this doctor, who is married himself and seems around my age. My first reaction was to report the guy, but now that I've had a few days to think about it, I'm more tempted to indicate to the doctor that I'm okay with taking the flirtation to the next level, as opposed to reporting him. I want to know if you and Terry think that I'm crazy. Signed, see, it's short and sweet, Terry. That's all there is to this letter. Signed, turned on by the dirty doctor. See, now that I've read it all the way through, there are a couple of things that stand out. Number one, and the question that you mentioned earlier, Terry, is what kind of doctor might he be?
Right.
It doesn't indicate, obviously, but that's really not that relevant, I don't think. He's being flirted with. Doesn't matter if you're being flirted with by a just general practitioner as opposed to a gynecologist, Terry, or even a vet if she's at the vet or whatever. It's not professional to be in the office there and pinned to the scale. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why that is so significant, and the fact that she doesn't point it out is more reason to just try to not think too hard about what kind of doctor he may be. All right, number two.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the only reason why I asked and thought it may be relevant is what if, maybe to her advantage, maybe it was a plastic surgeon or something, so she's thinking that if she gets in good with him, that kind of thing. So there's advantages to that.
I didn't get the feeling
maybe there is an advantage to a gynecologist.
I didn't get the feeling this letter writer's trying to take advantage for monetary gain.
Right.
She just is married. The doctor's married. They were flirting.
Right.
She realized that she was turned on by it, and when she thought about it, she just couldn't get it out of her mind on how titillating it all was.
All right.
And even though it's a dirty act between two married people, she can't help but be turned on by the thought of it and future thoughts of where it may go. But I don't get the sense she's thinking, I could just whore myself out here and get a free set of implants. I mean, maybe that's your school of thought, Terry.
Like
maybe
it's never happened before.
Maybe, well, it seems to be more on your avenue than what the letter writer is, where she's living, in the world, Terry. I'd never got any reference of that whatsoever. It's just basic animal attraction amongst two people that should be behaving better, especially when one's a professional. Now, the only reason why what kind of doctor he is may be relevant is if he's a gynecologist, obviously he has more access to her in a prone position.
Whoa, yeah.
Than other doctors might have, although just about every doctor she might be going to see for her own medical benefits, Terry, would probably have her disrobe and get her right where he wants her from the onset. It's really kind of interesting because over the past number of months, and maybe the letter writer who doesn't identify herself, and I think she should actually call on the program so we could get more in depth on this, but if she wants to stay somewhat anonymous, I can understand. I would advise her, first off, especially on boysfood.com, Terry. You know how it always leads to porn sites. And people have speculated that I have connections with these porn sites. I don't. I swear on a stack of Bibles. I have no monetary interest in these porn sites. I'm just a big fan.
Right.
All right? So for those who hear me constantly mention boysfood.com or MaxPorn or YouPorn or whatever, I am not in that world. I have no interest in going in that world. The only interest I have is being in my room watching what they're offering me in that world. I have no interest in hooking up with them in the future to get any kind of benefits of any kind. I don't want to know from them, and I don't want them to know from me. I have no connection to them whatsoever. So all the emailers who constantly write that I plug these sites because I'm getting something in return are wrong.
But would you like to meet the models and actresses in these films in your area?
You know, when they put that up, when they put that slogan up on the screen, I always feel like an idiot because I'm clicking every time.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's something new, yes. Every time you watch Boys Food and you see a little clip that you enjoy, they put up that very subtle wording. Would you like to meet the lady in this video? Mm-hmm. Yes!
More than anything in life.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea.
Back to the letter, though. Well, I was going to tell the letter writer that all you got to do is put in this in the search category, Terry, because there's all kinds of ways to navigate these sites that you'd be shocked, Terry.
Right.
And I know that you probably know more of the tricks of the trade than even I do. If you go to the search area of, let's say, boysfood.com, and you put in boob examination, you'll see all these clips of these women where it starts out that they're all totally fabricated and staged and everything, but they're really hot, Terry, where ladies go for examinations to get their boobs checked, and before you know it, they're like in all kinds of freaky positions, Terry, being bent over the old examination table, yada, 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 and
there's a lot of those on there.
There's a lot of those, and even with that said, there's not enough. There's a lot of them, and yet there's not enough.
Okay, then.
There's a lot of different search words you can put in there. Bad doctor, boob exam, and you'll get them all, Terry. Cheating wives.
Cheating wives.
Would you like to meet the girl in this video? Look around.
She gonna have that outfit on, you think, or no?
Wow, you guys.
Now, maybe this won't be anything close. Maybe none of the videos you'll see on this site. Maybe you're not even the type to go to one of these sites, letter writer. How does she sign her letter again? Oh, turned on by the dirty doctor. Yeah, listen up, turned on by the dirty doctor. Maybe you're not the type to go to one of these sites that I'm speaking of. But if you are, maybe you'll go and you'll punch in the search words, a boob exam, and you'll say, oh, it's nothing like that. My flirtation with the doctor wasn't even close to what they're portraying here. But they seem to find a way to, make that jump. Now, she's talking about taking it to the next level. She doesn't really indicate what that means. So, can you please give me your womanly instincts, Terry?
Come on.
At first, when she walked out of the office, her mind was set on whether or not to report the guy.
Right.
And then she got off of the thought of reporting the guy. She made the clear decision that she wasn't going to, and very quickly morphed her thoughts into not just not reporting the guy, but telling him next time she goes to see him, which I'm sure she has an appointment scheduled for later today, that it's okay if he wants to take it to the next level. Now, where are all the nurses, Terry? Where are all the... aren't we living in a world now where nobody trusts anyone and nurses are always overlooking doctors' shoulders? Do doctors come in offices by themselves anymore these days?
Generally, as far as I understand it, no, they don't.
My doctor does with me.
Really?
Maybe it's a woman thing.
It could be a woman thing. Maybe it is a woman thing.
Well, let's say it's not a woman's type appointment, but it's just a woman going for just a general checkup. Let's say a woman's going for something not female related, but she's going to a doctor. Does a doctor come in to a woman's examination room? Because Hotshot's right. When I go to the doctor, Dr. Secretary, he comes right in by himself, and me and him have lovely conversations, and I turn my head and cough, and we're very, very comfortable, and... we are alone in there, and there's no nurse. Well, she comes in initially, but she's nowhere to be found when I'm being examined. So I'm wondering if it's a male doctor just going in for just a general type medical procedure or appointment, does he come in alone these days when he's examining a female?
Jeez,
Why? You don't go to the doctor enough.
Well, I haven't.
You only go for female problems.
That's it. I'm not having a kid. I don't need to go.
And I have a female doctor for that.
What?
I have a female doctor for that, so...
Yeah, but you go to female doctors.
Yeah.
You really have no male doctors.
No. I don't. And I'm trying to... I'm trying to remember the last time I even went for any kind of health ailment, like,
All right, well, we'll assume based on health ailment. Well, I'm wondering, I'll assume based on the way she writes the letter that they were alone in there, obviously.
Right.
And he was flirting with her, obviously. And she has the ability to tell him that it's okay if you want to ramp this thing up. Now, when she's talking about taking it to the next level, again, Terry, use your feminine instincts. What is she saying? Because she doesn't really tell us, and I don't think she's about to call into the show. What is she indicating? And then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong, because I know exactly what she means by taking it to the next level. I'll read it to you again.
Okay.
She says, now that a few days have passed, I'm more tempted to indicate to the doctor that I'm okay with taking this flirtation to the next level. I want to know if you and Terry think I'm crazy. Signed, Turned On by the Dirty Doctor.
Yes. Oh.
Indicating to the doctor that I'm okay with taking this flirtation to the next level. Please tell the class, Terry. Please stand up and address the class, Terry.
Hold on,
tell
let me stand
everyone.
up.
Oh, geez. You're standing up on Terry Cam?
I'm going to, yes. Hold on.
Please tell the class what the next level is.
Class, the next level would be of the sexual variety.
Ding, 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 ding.
Now, I have a question, though.
Well, no, before you ask a question, I'll tell you why you're right, Terry, because there are no in-between levels when you're talking about two 30-somethings that are married. The next level is hardcore, just slam on the examination table sex like you'll see in these porn clips that I watch all the time, Terry. There is no middle level.
Right.
There are no levels to be dabbling around with. I hope the letter writer knows that. If she indicates, if she's not clear, I think she is clear on that. I think she knows what the next level is, but in case she doesn't, and she suggests to the doctor that we take this thing to the next level, two married 30-somethings that know better, that know they're doing wrong, and the indication is made that we take it to the next level. The next level is a nice, solid leap to hardcore, unbridled, passionate, sweaty, steamy sex.
Jeez.
And there's no in-between. I hope everyone's clear on that, especially the letter writer.
Okay, never mind.
Yes,
I was gonna
right there, Terry.
Well, again, no. Because really, I think she's crazy. I don't think that she should even go there. But of course, that's.
That's one of the things she wanted to know. She wanted to know if you and I, Terry, thought she was crazy for the thoughts that she's having. Married, maybe kids, nice stable life, I imagine. Right. The doctor, relatively handsome.
It's a recipe for disaster.
There's something about him that turns her on. He was flirting with her. She probably should have indicated something right there, but maybe it was so borderline that she wasn't even sure it was flirtation or not. But then when she left the doctor's office, she was pretty clear that it was, in fact, flirtation. She was driving home speculating as to whether she should call someone and turn the guy in. That thought leaves her mind, and now she wants to make it clear to the doc. I know what you're after, and it's okay. It'll be our doctor-patient confidentiality little secret.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. What's the problem?
I think, like I said, it's
perfect crime.
No, it's a recipe for disaster. It's just
you and your cookbooks. What does that mean? It's a nice cliche. It's a recipe for disaster.
I think that there's one thing to keep it all fantasy and the flirtation is kind of excites you because of your boring life with your husband that you've been married to, and you need a little spice in your life. But I think to take it to the next level is very dangerous.
Yeah, she'd be cheating, and no one's here trying to promote the cheating world when you can try your best to stay away from it, and no one's even assuming that she necessarily has a boring life. She could be a very happy, stimulated, marital person. And
I don't believe that. I think that's one reason people do.
I think you could be turned on by the doctor. I think you can be turned on by the doctor in this situation that she describes, Terry. You can be turned on by the doctor and still be in a happy, healthy marriage. Just because you're in a happy, healthy marriage that you're completely content in doesn't mean if the situation all of a sudden, before you know it, presents itself, that you're not going to find yourself being turned on.
Okay, you're right. Yes, you can be turned on by somebody else, but I think to even consider crossing the line and telling that doctor I'm ready to make the move to the next level, means that you truly are not that happy.
Well, that's why she wants to know if you think she's crazy, because she is considering it taken to the next level, and maybe she doesn't want it to jeopardize or affect her marriage. And she knows the doctor seems like the safe type who is putting himself...
way.
Well, he's putting himself out there, literally and figuratively, Terry, in a huge fashion... And he's got just as much, if not a lot more, to lose than her. If they were to take this thing to the next level, he could not only lose his marriage, but he could lose his whole practice.
Right.
So he seems like the safe type that if she ever wanted to have something on the side because she has certain needs that even the happiest of married women can't have fully satisfied, that this is the perfect guy for the job, if you will. Well... It's the perfect crime. You're just jealous because your doctor is either hideous or has no interest in you, Terry. So stop being a hater and stop being a doctor, a cock, a blonker.
Wow, that's like a riddle or a rhyme.
That's truly what she wants, and I guess that's what she'll get. And
again, Terry, I'm not trying to...
I've given the warning that it'll be,
a recipe for disaster.
I don't think it'll be all what it's cracked up to be, and something will happen, and it's not going to be all rosy at the end.
Which end?
Either one.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the letter. I will step aside right now, and we're up against a hard break, but I would like your thoughts on this. Terry thinks the woman is heading down a road that she won't be able to turn back. How about some more cliches, Terry? A road that she'll never be able to turn back from.
Yeah.
The recipe, the ingredients are being placed in the mixing bowl right now as we speak. That will just be baked into a disaster souffle. I don't know, Terry. I'm trying.
I know.
Yeah, those take a long time to cook. You have to order that ahead of time. No.
Do you agree?
Nope.
Or do you disagree? Is Terry just a outright old fuddy-duddy?
Never been hit on at the doctor.
Or maybe she has. She's trying to throw us off the track. That bitch stealing my game.
Wow.
Who knows what's going on in Terry's head right now? Maybe you can make your own assessments if you go on the tmanshow.com and punch up Terry Cam. You can look at her soul. Because the eyes are the windows to the soul.
Oh, jeez.
Well, we're throwing out cliches, right?
Yeah.
1-866-663-T-MAN is the number to call. 1-866-663-T-MAN. We will come up with a conclusion for the letter writer, who I hope is listening at this time. She doesn't give a time that she is commonly listening, Terry, so I just have to take a shot that she's able to hear our discussion right now. Whether it affects her decision or not, I don't know if that's the case, but we'll throw our thoughts out there nonetheless to the woman who refers to herself as turned on by the dirty doctor.
The T-Man Show.
I bet you wish you were in her shoes. Maybe that's why you're so uncomfortable right now. It's nothing to put a little extra kick in your step as far as going about your day than having this kind of a rush as a part of your life. I mean, you can't deny it, Terry. It's pretty spectacular when you're consumed with sexual thoughts of such a dirty and naughty and seedy nature, right? I mean, to some extent, she wouldn't obviously be wrestling over this for as long as she has if it wasn't doing something for her, and now she wants to take it to the next level, the only remaining level, Terry. Because there's only like 2, maybe 3 rungs when you're dealing in the world of a 30-something married woman who's hanging out with the thoughts of letting the doctor run through her, Terry, run her joints, Terry, right there on the examination table, huh? No better place to get your joints run than right there on the examination table. If anything goes wrong, I'm sure they have a splint or something lying around they can put you in, right?
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will reread this letter one last time, and then we will go to the phones and get your thoughts. The phone number is toll-free. It's 1-866-663-T-MAN. The letter writer wants to know what Terry and mine our opinion was or is, and I'm looking for the listener's opinion. I don't think the letter writer was looking for that, Terry, but hey, It's all in the family here, you know what I'm saying? Dear Mr. T-Man, sir, I'm a married woman in my mid-30s, and last Thursday, I'm sure a lot of nurses out there checking the books, who's the possible suspects? I'm a married woman in my mid-30s, and last Thursday it was clear to me that I was being flirted with at my doctor's appointment. This is only the second time I've seen this doctor, who is married himself and seems around my age. My first reaction was to report the guy, but now that I've had a few days to think about it, I'm more tempted to indicate to the doctor that I'm okay with taking this flirtation to the next level, as opposed to reporting him, Terry. That's it's a big change in her feelings, in her philosophy on this, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I'm going to report you. Now I'm going to do you. I'm tempted to indicate to the doctor that I'm okay with taking this flirtation to the next level. And if you're listening in the last segment, me and Terry clearly agreed that there's only one level that two people of this age and in this kind of lifestyle can go to. Married 30, professional somethings, only have one remaining rung, and that's hardcore. Bend her over the examination table and tell nobody about it, and muffle my mouth, cover it up as best you can so no one will hear what's going on in here, and lock the door. And if you can't lie, if there's no lock on the door, shove a chair under the knob. Kind of sex, Terry.
Open up and say off.
Okay. Real loud.
It's a little red in there.
Jeez.
How does she end this thing? I want to know if you and Terry think I'm crazy. Signed, turned on by the dirty doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to the phones right now at 1-866-663-T-Man to see what your thoughts are as it pertains to this letter writer. Let me start with Meg. Meg, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, Meg. How are you?
I'm all right.
Are you turned on by the dirty doctor, too, just hearing the letter? Is that something that's getting you twisting your nipples driving to work this morning, or are you just taking it all in your own little way? What are you doing, Meg?
You know, I think that's pretty gross, actually, inappropriate.
Well, and I think the letter writer even recognizes that, and yet she's kind of caught up in the moment now.
Yeah. I don't know. I would want to know what he did that made her think that he was into her, first of all.
Yeah, she really doesn't write enough, and I wish she would have called in, but obviously she's keeping herself at bay, and you could understand why with what she's contemplating here, Terry. We don't really know what kind of flirtation was going on there, and maybe is it possible? I doubt it, but was it possible that it could have been misconstrued by the patient here, Terry? Because it would be pretty embarrassing if she were to suggest to the doctor that they take it to the next level, and either he doesn't know what she's talking about because he was just being friendly and she interpreted it wrong, or he gets so repulsed by the actual thought of taking it to the next level with her that he denies that he actually did flirt with her when he really did and acts like he doesn't even know what she's talking about. Either way, she's going to be embarrassed there. She's setting herself up possibly for a level of embarrassment that could be beyond awkward.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Women are not stupid. And women are pretty instinctful. And it doesn't take much instinct to know when a woman is being hit on and or flirted with, even if it's in a professional environment like this. So I'm going to say that if her gut, amongst other things, tells her that she's been hit on and she's been flirted with, that it's a pretty safe bet that that is the case, Terry. And then that makes this doctor, in fact, a dirty doctor indeed. And then there's a good chance he'll probably be, totally psyched when she says she wants to take it to the next level. And they'll have a one-time situation that they'll never talk about again. It'll be a very fulfilling experience for both of them on a physical level. Wow. But they'll be rid with guilt, and she'll probably wind up telling her husband in a fight about 4 years down the line, Terry, and it'll be something they have to go to therapy for about at least 2 months. Anyway.
And she'll probably end up getting a bill.
Yeah, right. Some kind of bill.
Mag, you think this woman, if she's out there listening, is a outright fool if she pursues this the way she's contemplating right now?
I think so. I think that it's a pretty dangerous game to play in if you're not willing to lose everything you have over a couple flirtatious comments or actions.
But in the lose everything you have world, Isn't this kind of the safest kind of scenario you could devise for a married woman who really isn't in the mode of being interested in losing what she has? Let's say you do have a hypothetical, forget the letter writer, married woman, totally happy, has kids, 2 beautiful kids. Oh, they look just like a combination between mom and dad, and they're behaved so well, and they've been raised so perfectly thus far, and they got the white picket fence, the husband works hard but still makes time for her, the happiest marriage that you really could draw up on the drawing board. She goes to the doctor and wasn't really looking for anything on this particular date, never does, never looks for trouble, this hypothetical lady. But then Mr. pretty damn handsome doctor, who's got the wedding ring prominently displayed on his ring finger, starts giggling with her a little bit. And all of a sudden, her nipples get hard, and it's not because of the examination.
Whoa.
And she can't deny that she is turned on when she shouldn't be. She knows that that's not the way the happily married woman behaves. But she thinks if I'm ever going to have an affair, which I never thought I would, isn't this the safest one? Married doctor who obviously could get in bigger trouble than me if we were to take it to the next level, and little old me who never would get caught up in this world, and yet here I am. If I'm ever going to do it, isn't this the perfect scenario? Yes or no? What am I missing? I know it's kind of seedy to talk about, Terry, but we're there. So if you're going to have an affair and never want to get caught, can you come up with a better scenario whereby it would be one time just to satisfy your curiosity and then never spoken about?
I don't think so.
Doing it during doctor's hours is a risk, Terry, but there's no saying that they couldn't make up to meet as his last appointment. And I'm just going to work late tonight, nurse, so why don't you go home? And then in strolls the patient for a after-hours checkup kind of thing?
Well, I think if you're going to cheat and you want to make that choice, then sure, that sounds like the perfect scenario to me.
Sure. But really, again,
the whole thing is just horrible.
Right, I agree with her.
Yeah.
It's a sad situation.
It'll affect his practice, and his family. And
right, and it will affect her regardless of how you set it up.
Yeah.
It will
or is it just so horrible that you're kicking yourselves because you're not in the situation that the letter writer's in?
No, I work at a physician's office, and my dad is also a doctor, and my gynecologist is also a man. So, they're friendly. They are friendly. I think that they're friendly, overly friendly, because they realize that they're a man and you're a woman, and these things happen, so they try and go out of their way to make you extra comfortable while you're
so
with
your doctors
them.
have been extra friendly to you and gone out of their way to make you extra comfortable, have they now, Meg? And you're pointing the finger at the letter writer, you little hooker.
Wow.
Oh, she left it off, Terry. Never mind.
Yeah.
She likes when you call her a hooker.
Thank you for the call. All right, yeah. I think she liked when I called her a hooker, Terry. See?
Yeah. Jeez.
Dirty. All right, so far it seems like the ladies, if you're keeping score at home, are 2-0 against, what is her name again? Against, turned on by the dirty doctor, pursuing.
Right.
What she has in her mind that she just may, in fact, pursue. Vicky, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Vicky, you've made it. Yes, what can I do for you?
Hi. I just want to let the patient know that she needs to be careful about that, because I work in a doctor's office, and anytime you have a female that sees a male doctor, and depending on the examination, one of the female employees need to go in the exam room with the doctor just to make sure things don't go on. So the patient
that never happens on Boys Food, Terry. Never. But you got to watch some of these clips, Terry. These clips are hysterical. I already presented a scenario where if she indicates in her next appointment that she's ready to take it to the next level with the doctor, they can meet for a little after-hours appointment in his office. I'm sure he's got keys to his office that he's allowed to go in there when no one else is around if they really wanted to do this thing up, right? And I've gotten a lot of emails during the break, Terry, that say a lot of women out there are going for doctor's appointments. Not gynecologist appointments, but regular just general kind of doctor's appointments where they're alone with their doctor in the examination room. It's not like there's a nurse over the shoulder of the doctor for every kind of checkup and every kind of doctor appointment you make these days. I was wondering about that, and I've gotten it clearly told to me by a lot of listeners out there that they've gone to a lot of appointments lately where they're alone with a potential dirty doctor in the room.
But if you're a woman going to get your cholesterol checked, there's not a room for inappropriate actions, right? I mean, it's different than getting an exam and having somebody up in your business.
Right, especially when you're half naked and you're all undressed.
This guy didn't do anything that could really be a situation that is going to guarantee to get him in trouble. He walked the line, and he knows that he probably straggled on the borderline of what's appropriate and probably crossed it, to be honest, but only a real radical lady's going to report him, and he's probably going to have a woman like her who he's attracted to be coming to him at her next appointment with suggestions back for him. Sounds like the doctor's game plan is working out to perfection, Terry. And he could just play it off as, hey, I'm just a friendly guy. She took it the wrong way. Because there is a fine line between two people chatting in a friendly fashion, Terry, man and woman, and all of a sudden it gets a little flirtatious. It's a very thin, fine line of when flirtation begins and when friendliness ends. There's a lot of crossover. Melissa, you're on the air.
I was just calling to say that I don't understand what makes this lady think she's so special. Like, don't you think the doctor would be hitting on all his patients? I mean, he's probably just some seedy, nasty guy who's not getting any at home, and he's, like, fulfilling some kind of twisted kitty fantasy.
Kitty fantasy?
Yeah, why is it a kitty fantasy?
Yeah, why is it a kitty fantasy when she's in the mid-30s?
Well, I mean, obviously he was, who knows? He might be the kind of kid that got picked on in high school. Who knows? So now he's
you
like
got
a
all
big
the
doctor.
ridiculous antics here. What's with all the bitter-sounding ladies that are calling in this morning that are probably wishing it was them?
No, I don't think it's that. I just think that...
got a hit on.
I think
never been close to being hit on. It must be a seedy, gross doctor. If it was a seedy, gross doctor that was flirting with this woman, she would obviously not even think for a second about taking it to the next level. But there was something about him that got her all excited when she thought about it after the fact, and now she's all consumed with thoughts about this guy. She knows she could probably make it happen if she were to indicate to him next time she sees him that she's interested, and there you go. They're off to the races.
And they're off.
But she wouldn't consider it if it was a seedy guy who was beaten up as a child and all the stigma she threw in there. What is with these ladies, Terry? There seems to be an agitated little symptom that all the callers that are coming on so far are sharing.
Well, I think what
maybe
it is,
one that stems from jealousy.
No, I think it's hard to actually hear about a woman who, actually wants to move ahead with something that is, for some people, not right. Is wrong when you're married and that kind of stuff.
And the letter writer sounds to me like she knows very well how wrong it is, Terry. And if it wasn't so wrong, it wouldn't be so right. Tamara, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, T-Man.
How are you, Tamara?
So, I have a question. It kind of has something to do with the whole cheating scenario. I'm a happily married woman, right? And,
you are?
Yeah, I'm a happily married woman.
You're a happily married woman. Okay, yes.
Yeah. But, I think about cheating all the time.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Yeah. And,
right.
And the whole doctor situation is funny because I do medical transportation and I go to a lot of nursing homes, and there's this doctor, and he's made advances towards me before, and me being married, I think that it would probably hurt my husband to cheat on him.
You think?
Maybe a little, yeah.
It's impressive that she can get turned on in the nursing home.
Yeah. Really?
Man.
I mean, would you be hurt if your husband cheated on you?
Terry, I would. I would.
That's what I don't get.
But it's hard because before I got married, I lived a very how could you say
sheltered.
Not selfish, but I lived a very loose life, I guess you can say.
A loose life. Oh, okay. So you were out there.
A loose life? Oh,
so why did you get married? I mean, if that's really what you want to truly do, and B, that's okay. Just be you, though, and admit who you are.
Dog, dude.
I mean, I'm not saying I would ever cheat on him, but it crosses my mind a lot. And
how long you been married?
I've been married. I got married May 7th of last year.
Wow.
See, she's barely even off to the races with her marriage, Terry, and she can hardly restrain herself from doctors in the old age home with bedpans that are long overdue for being changed.
Why did you get married?
What was that?
Why did you get married?
I got married because I love him.
Because why?
I got married because I love him, and because I got pregnant,
ever heard that one before?
So you love him, but really it's not because you wanted to be committed to him and you could see yourself with him for the rest of your life and you would die without him or any of that kind of crap.
Yeah, I love him. I want to spend the rest of my life with him.
That.
How old are you?
But I'm pregnant, really. That's the only reason.
I'm 24.
24.
Oh.
20. This is your first marriage?
Yes, sir.
And you see yourself living to old age with this guy?
Yeah, I do.
But cheating at opportunistic little checkpoints along the way. Is that how you see your marriage going, or what?
I wouldn't say that.
How do you think 5 years from now, A, you'll still be married, and B, if you are married, you'll have never cheated on him? Okay, thanks for the call.
Right.
Wow. That's all I needed to hear, Terry.
I know.
That's great.
That's all I needed. All these women dominating the phone lines right now. Let's find a guy on the line. Jim, you're on the air. Hello, Jim.
What's up, T-Man? How's it going?
What's up, sir? How are you?
Pretty good. Hey, I totally agree with you. She should just go ahead and do it. It's the perfect scenario. She has a lot more
I didn't say she should do it. I haven't made my opinion known yet as far as what I am going to ultimately say in this situation. But if you're assuming that I'm going to say she should do it, okay, continue on.
I'm just saying that you're saying the scenario is perfect, and I agree with you. I mean, if she's going to cheat, might as well do the doctor in the doctor's office. He has a lot more to lose. He'll lose his license. That's his life right there. He's 8 years in school.
I did say that. I did say the scenario, it couldn't be better. The climate couldn't be more on her side as far as if she wanted to get away with something. This couldn't be a more perfect crime situation. No doubt about it. John, you're on the air. Hello, John.
Hello.
Yes, John.
How you doing, T-Man?
What can I do for you, sir?
Well, personally, I don't really see anything wrong with this little situation here. I mean, it's two over 18 adults.
Both married. Nothing wrong with that. Cheating. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, the doctor's taking a risk just by doing it, so...
Yeah, he's a professional who has some code.
Yeah,
he's a professional who has some code to live up to. You know, Terry, in those doctor appointments, you make small talk. You're alone with the doctor, according to what a lot of listeners have indicated to me. I still am thinking in this world that they don't even allow that anymore, but apparently they do. No matter, it depends on what type of appointment it is, and in that small talk little moment, you could easily have it morph into all of a sudden you're giggling and it has transferred into flirtation.
Sure, flirting is one thing, but
if it's just that, she shouldn't think anything of it. But the letter writer would know if it was something more significant than that, because it has to be more significant than that for her to get all caught up in this moment for like almost a week now. She's been thinking about this, and she's making her decisions and designs on whether she should make another appointment, and even though she's not sick, she's going to go see that doctor again just so he can start flirting with her, and he can indicate to her, she can indicate to him that she is all good with it and in fact is ready to do what needs to be done. So get out your ass stick.
Jeez. Open wide.
Lisa, you're on the air.
I think Terry was right. If she was happily married, she wouldn't even be thinking about it.
She wouldn't even be thinking about it. A happily married woman wouldn't even think about it. The thought
crossing the line or calling back.
The happily married woman has no thoughts.
None.
No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying it's one thing to be flirtatious and enjoy the fantasy. Sure, that's a healthy thing to do. But she's actually, considering and probably going to cross the line and cheat because she's not happy.
if she was happy, she'd enjoy the flirtation and go home and have her husband.
Right.
But isn't the flirtation in and of itself a violation of her marriage? Hasn't she
Everybody
already
flirts.
mentally cheated? Whatever happened to this mental cheating Terry used to always tell me about?
Everybody flirts. Come on, you're telling me, T-Man, you don't flirt?
I'm the biggest freaking flirt in the world, but I am so ready to take it to the next level, it's not even funny.
Wow.
Crystal, you're on the air. Hello.
You got me confused with somebody else.
Yes, Crystal.
Hi. So what if you're not happy in your marriage? Is it wrong to think about it all the time?
Why, are you talking about yourself or the letter writer?
Probably both.
Man. So are you a married woman?
Yeah, I am.
And you think about other men all the time?
No, just when, say if somebody flirts with me and I think about it, that would happen. I don't think about it on my own.
So this scenario that the letter writer, I don't know if you heard the letter. Have you heard us read the letter on the air?
No, but I've heard you guys talking about it since.
Okay, this letter sounds pretty close to home with some things that have happened to you recently where guys flirt with you, and even though you're a married woman and you appreciate and would you say you love your husband? Is that fair to say? You're in love with your husband still to this day or no?
Definitely. I definitely love my husband, but
you find yourself very turned on in certain situations.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy, but there's that one area where I'm not, so.
Oh, that one area.
That one area?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just turning into like a support group for women that want to cheat.
But
I always have thoughts about it, T-Man.
So would that be wrong, you think?
Well,
if I were to do something, I guess?
It would probably be a violation of what vows you took.
Oh, yeah, but that's okay.
But get back to us if you pull it off. Tire Guy, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, T-Man?
Pretty good, Tire Guy.
Hey, so all these crazy hookers out here who are getting all turned on by this little conversation need to realize there's only three options. One, they can take up rock climbing. Two, they can take up stripping on the side. That's, seedy and not exactly cheating.
Yeah, but how many husbands in this world are pretty much signing off on their wife going off to the strip club on yet another night to go do half a dozen or so lap dances to the seedy clients that come in on a typical Wednesday night. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Or three, they could go home to their husband and take one in the Steiner. I'm pretty sure that's
wow.
Okay, I didn't see that coming necessarily, but there it is. All right. That is a good option, though, too. when in doubt. But that's not what's consuming her thoughts right now.
Right. Consuming her thoughts is...
You gave us three options. None of them really address the problem of the letter writer. The letter writer is daydreaming as we speak right now, if she's not listening to the program, about her little dirty doctor.
Right.
And any woman who has half a vagina, Terry, knows. I shouldn't say that. Half a VJ, Terry, knows.
You know what should happen.
That's right. Any woman that has half a vagine, Terry, knows that when you're in the mode of having some sexual thought just consume your every waking little pattern of your day, it's too much. You got to do something about it. You either got to find a way to rid it from your mind, to cleanse it from your brain and your soul. Or if that can't be done, you may just have to act upon it. Because there is very few other in-between options, Terry, unless you have, therapy can assist you in trying to get it out of your head. She's Terry.
What?
As I said, when the thought of a man and this never-ending sexual fantasy that keeps running through your mind is just that, never-ending, how are you supposed to go about your day and be functional?
Well, I think one caller did make a good point. Use that for your husband.
Okay, tried it. Not good enough.
Take
now
the
what?
fantasy and use it to,
Doesn't work. My husband's not smart enough to be a doctor.
In a perfect world, that would have worked. My husband is still the mediocre sexual being that he was when I had sex with him last week, and now I'm still thinking about the doctor. What do I do now?
And he'll never be a doctor. He's not smart enough.
Oh, jeez. It's just the
I've never come close
fantasy.
to making that kind of money.
And
with
by
the
the
most
way, okay, so let's say she goes ahead and she has the little fling with the doctor, and it's not anything. She, you know, it's a big disappointment. Then what? Then she's, wrought with guilt.
She'll have to find out the hard way.
Well,
I'm not suggesting she do that, though, Terry, because that could open up a whole new lifestyle for her, and before you know it, she can get into a deep depression,
right.
And there's a lot of downside to this. So if you think I'm sitting up here going, oh, go for it, violate your marriage, blah, 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 that is not the case. All right, now I could take calls on this all morning long. It seems like, according to the callers, that's exactly what they want me to do, Terry, but other things have to take place on this program. We can't go on forever, you know what I'm saying? So if the letter writer wants to either write me a letter at thetmanshow.com, or she knows where to go, obviously, and follow up on this, she's welcome to do that. If she, even better, would like to call us and use an alias, fake name, whatever kind of moniker that could try to do our best in hiding her identity so we can get more details and ask certain questions that we know we want to ask, she is welcome to do that as well. But I wish her luck in whatever decision she makes. And it certainly puts a little extra excitement in your world when you have these kind of fantasies, doesn't it, Terry? Mm-hmm. Even if you are married. Mm-hmm. The fantasy faucet doesn't just turn off when you say, I do, I'm sorry. Of course it did for you, Terry, because you're so happy.
Right, perfect.
Apparently nobody's happy who has a thought and even wonders as to whether they should act upon it. Okay, got nothing.
Well, I mean, you're gonna. I already told you that people fantasize all the time, and it's healthy and all that stuff. I never said it wasn't.
Her nostrils are expanding as we speak.
I again pointed
with me, woman.
No,
woman.
Oh, now I'm a woman. That's why I never say anything when you go on and on and on about things.
I never go on and on and on.
You never. You're right.
Terry.
Yes.
I wish the letter writer luck.
Right. So do I.
And we'll be back with some of your stories that have been neglected. All right.
Thank you.
Right after these words.
The T-Man Show.
She may be fresh out of rehab, but is troubled singer Amy Winehouse back to her old wild ways?
Oh, yeah.
This photo taken outside a London hotel shows the 24-year-old Grammy winner reaching for a half-empty bottle of Beck's beer.
Oh, half empty, so she's half better. Anyway.
The shot was reportedly taken at 2:30 in the morning after a night out at a local pub.
Right. Well, yeah, when your name is Winehouse, I think your destiny is pretty much predetermined. Wouldn't you say, Terry? Come on. Give the girl a little bit of slack, please.
Well, he had no shot.
Jeez.
If your name was Bob Cocor, I mean, what would you do? You know?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to wind up being a Cocor, Terry. That's pretty much the thought process. What else is going on out there? What else is happening in the world that you could share with us from the news stories you've gathered all through the morning?
Well, I just want to let you know that a Trojan Magnum condom isn't any bigger than a regular size condom. In fact,
what? They did a
Trojan, actually.
Well, I think Trojan would be the last to come clean, and they came out and said that there's no difference. We've been fooling everyone all this time because people buy the Magnum-sized condom with, a little bit of pride, Terry. Now they're going to say, we had all you little stubby dudes fooled all along. It ain't bigger than anyone. The condom never was bigger than anything. It's the same size as every other.
Right.
Why would they come out and do that?
Well,
Have they?
They did.
All right, but why?
I don't know. I think they basically just said that it's shaped differently. It's they call it a baseball bat shape, meaning it's a little bit wider.
As opposed to a pencil dick shape, so it is bigger.
Well, they size. I mean shape.
Shape.
Yeah, not baseball bat size. Baseball bat shape.
All right, but if you have one the shape of a baseball bat, if you have one the shape of a pencil, then you would be in better shape, I would think, so to speak, if you had the baseball size one. Yeah, okay, sounds good. Move on. What else?
A little wider at the top, yes.
And that's about
a little wider at the top, so it is bigger.
It is bigger. But not way bigger like everyone thinks.
Not like the Magnum versus...
It's not like a thimble versus sock.
Yeah, right.
Well, I don't think anyone was thinking that the Magnum-sized condom was the equivalent of the thimble versus the sock.
Okay, well...
It's a little bigger, provides you a little extra room, doesn't choke your situation as much as maybe the typical Trojan N regular size deal. It just allows you a little bit more wiggle room. I'm swimming in that thing, yes. Wonderful.
Oh, jeez. All right. I also have a story.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm trying to move on, but I actually am still confused. You're saying in 1 second that they're saying it's not any bigger, and then there's another second you're saying it is bigger. So I'm trying to actually gloss over.
I didn't say it wasn't bigger.
You didn't? Should I roll back the tape where you said there's no difference in size? Or is it just me imagining? Am I dreaming this show?
According to Trojan.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you're saying Trojan is saying. Are they saying it's not any bigger, or it is?
They are saying it is not any bigger than a regular condom. The shape is just a little bit different.
Well, I have to believe that, yeah, the shape is different, but it's overall a bigger, more size-friendly condom. And you're telling me Trojan came out and said that's not the case?
According to Trojan. The only thing that makes a Magnum
I'm not asking you, Terry. I don't think last I checked that you're a condom expert, so let's eliminate that. That sounds like where you're getting a little confused. I'm not asking your opinion. I'm asking you as the reader of the story what Trojan is saying.
I just read you what they were saying.
Well, then, geez. Move on to the next story. I'm begging you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Apparently, there's a bar in New Jersey.
I got a small one, all right?
Oh, man. If you must know, the Magnum XLs are 30% bigger than the regular condom. So,
and what about the Magnum versus the regular condom?
Just a different shape, apparently.
And it's 0% bigger?
They didn't give a percent. But yeah, about the same. We can do a test. We can see how much water each one holds, and we'll know.
Oh, jeez. All right.
I'll do that on my own time. Sorry.
What else?
I was telling you about a bar in New Jersey that's called Tavern Tax. Apparently, they will send a tax accountant to meet you at the bar and do your taxes for you while you get slammed. While you get all liquored up.
All right.
Kind of fun. Do your taxes. Have a good old time. What?
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's a licensed certified public accounting firm that has been around for about 15 years, but yeah.
And how long does it take someone to get their typical person's taxes done? By an H&R Block or a regular old tax professional environment? How long does it take someone to do someone's taxes?
Depends upon how much stuff they have,
Thank you.
right?
I'm talking about the average person out there. An hour, that's it?
30 minutes to an hour.
I think if Vinnie walked in, it'd probably take a half hour.
Yeah, probably.
Well, Vinnie, I'm not thinking is really the typical tax Joe out there, but all right, if Vinnie goes and wants to get his taxes done, he can go to, what's the name of the bar?
Tavern Tax.
Tavern Tax. And sit there and have a few drinks, and by the end of his little time at the bar, he's going to have a done tax return.
Yep. Have a few brews.
Well, if hit on nobody.
Right.
Hope you trust him.
Doesn't sound like the highest kind of tax professional environment to be handing over your stuff to, but maybe you don't have that difficult a tax return, which I'm sure a lot of people don't.
I don't think if you have a large estate, you want to go to them. Just a suggestion.
But me, all my gambling deductions, my stock gains and losses, I don't think that guy wants to be sitting there for 3 days, but that's fine.
You don't probably if you're drinking. 3 days of that?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What else?
Oh, I have another a cop on video beating the crap out of a drunk lady, actually at the police station. That's right.
Why do they call a Magnum then, Terry?
Oh, jeez.
Did they say that? Did they come up with that answer? Why all these years they've been advertising it, publicizing it as a Magnum-sized condom? I mean, Magnum, by definition, doesn't it mean larger than the average? Or what is the true definition of the word Magnum?
Yes. I mean, would you like me to look it up for the true definition? I will.
No, I'd like you to read the story again, exactly how it's written, so I don't have to have you trying to interpret what you think it's saying. Go ahead.
This is verbatim.
Thank you. That's basically what I asked, but you obviously know a word that you want to impress everyone with.
No,
so go ahead. It's verbatim. Wonderful.
According to Trojan, the only thing that makes a magnum...
We all know now that Terry knows the word verbatim.
The only thing that makes a magnum different is its, quote, baseball bat shape.
Okay. And? Is that all it says?
Yes, like Hotshot stated, XL are the only ones that are, in fact, 30% larger than a regular condom.
Well, what did I miss? Where did it say there that the Magnum, the regular Magnum, not the XL, is the same size as any other condom? Where did it say that?
I guess I am wrong. I read it, and that is...
Read it again.
According to Trojan, the only thing that makes a Magnum different is its baseball bat shape. Other than that, Trojan Magnum condoms basically aren't any bigger than... They're only saying that it's a shape.
All right, but they are saying that it's no bigger than any other condom. Keep reading.
Well, that's kind of the longest short... I'm sorry.
The most painful story ever, and that's saying so much that we've ever done. Can you read everything that's there? Or no?
I just did.
I'm going to have to hear it, believe it or not, one more time.
Hold on.
If I could turn the station right now, I would. And yet I have to hear it one more time. You got a problem? Did you cross something out?
No,
what's your difficulty?
I'm just, according to my news story, it is stating just what I said. It was short, sweet, to the point.
Oh, yeah. Just the way you like it.
Who has one shaped like a baseball bat, though?
Pete Rose.
That explains the stupid haircut, I guess.
I'm asking you to read it one more time.
According to Trojan, the only thing that makes a Magnum different is its, quote, baseball bat shape. Those who truly believe they need a larger condom should go with Magnum XLs, which are indeed 30% larger than regular condoms.
What happened to that second line that you read to me just a few minutes earlier? Where'd that go?
Georgia Magnums basically aren't any bigger than a regular condom?
Yeah, what happened to that part?
Every time I say that, you ask me, I'm giving you all that I have, and you're frustrated with me, and you don't...
I just want to hear what it says!
I just told you what it said. According to my news... No, I'm not.
Is it me? Is it me? Or every time she reads the story, is there different lines, omitted lines, added lines?
Trojan, the Magnums are lower in fat than the regular ones.
I don't get it. Can you read it for the 19th time now, please? And
according to Trojan, the only thing that makes Magnum different is, quote, its baseball bat shape. Trojan Magnums basically aren't any bigger than a regular condom. Those who truly believe they need a larger piece of protection should go with Magnum XLs, which are indeed 30% larger than regular condoms. But even Trojan says that only 6% of the male population really requires an XL.
Hey,
and in case you're wondering, I'm just reading everything.
You're giving me a little attitude. So
I'm giving you everything.
I'm finally happy that I'm actually hearing the story.
In case you're wondering, an XL is 8 inches long compared to an average condom, which is 10.5 inches long. And even if an XL isn't big enough for your massive genitalia, there's still the Durex Double XL, which is 9.5 inches long. If you'd like to hear the rest of the story and read, go to men.style.com.
Why do you send them there? Why don't you send them to our website, Terry? What the hell's wrong with you?
Because I'm not good at this.
You're what?
I'm not good at this. So I'd rather them go.
Us now? You've been hired for the past how many years? We finally find out about this?
No, we've always known that. You've just put up with me for as long as we've been together. And believe me, I truly appreciate it. And Ola Saliba to you.
Did you say Ola Saliba to me?
Yes, to the almighty T-Man.
Oh, you know what? I detect a little bit of sarcasm in your voice right there. And I don't appreciate that. I don't think this hostility is warranted, Terry. I was just asking to hear a story that you were telling me about that for some reason you didn't have the ability to read just all the way through. Every time I asked for it, I heard it 6 different ways. 6 different way.
I apologize. From now on, I will read everything as it is verbatim.
No, you don't have
in a
to.
new
Just
story,
stuff that
so that I mean that.
Right. Will you marry me?
No,
I mean, this,
I
you might as well
won't.
just. This is just like, my gosh.
I'm like the uncomfortable kid hiding in his room while wanting the fighting to stop.
Only people who should be fighting, bickering in this fashion should be a married couple.
Okay.
All right? This is the most ridiculous argument we've ever had. And it's all
True.
your fault.
I know it is. I know it is. It's always all my fault. It always is. And I will always take the blame for it.
Wow.
And I'm fine with that.
You need to get on the phone with my wife.
I have
That's
no
what I need to
issues.
hear in the house. Those words. All right, we're way late for a break. Oh, geez, way behind.
Michelle Obama is finding herself in an unusual position today. She's under attack for a comment she made during a campaign speech.
For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country.
That statement is now creating a firestorm.
And are you 7 years old or Yeah, the past 7 years have been a tough time, Terry. But I think she's about pushing 50. So that's why I guess some people are a little offended by what she said. But hey, that's how she feels. She's a black woman, probably had a lot of hard times through the course of many a decade. So, hey, people have a problem with what she said. I guess that's their problem.
Lifetime, I'm really proud of my country.
Wow.
Michelle Obama is finding herself in an unusual position today. She's under attack for a comment she made during a campaign speech.
For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country.
Barack Obama and Michelle Obama better get prepared, because now that they are clearly the candidates, and she is the future First Lady, every last movement is going to be analyzed. Every statement is going to be gone over with a fine-tooth comb. They're going to be looking. They build you up, and then they love to tear you down. He has certainly been taken to a place where he, even if you asked him many months ago, he thought he'd say no. So now that he's at the top of the heap, they're going to do everything in their power, the media, and then some, to start chipping away. Tearing him down.
That statement is now creating a firestorm. Some say they're offended by the remark Michelle made while campaigning for her husband in Wisconsin.
A lot of people are hearing this quote, and they are a little offended by it.
Right. That's a pretty long time if she's in her 40s.
I think people are hungry for change.
Video of the speech quickly spread over the internet, and the story is a hot topic on many of the cable news networks.
Today, everyone is analyzing, trying to figure out what in the world Michelle Obama meant.
And Cindy McCain seemed to slam Michelle's statements, speaking at a rally with her husband, Republican frontrunner John McCain.
Batten down the hatches, Obamas. They're coming to get you now.
I think Michelle Obama and Cindy McCain wouldn't be the worst girl fight I ever saw.
I don't even know who Cindy McCain is. Who's Cindy? Oh, is that John McCain's wife?
Yes.
John McCain's wife's going out, and now the wives are going at it?
Oh, yeah.
A little First Lady cat fight?
Oh, she's a bit of a Stepford, but I'd still like to see it.
Not so fast in decorating the White House there, Obama lady. Wow. So they're, both, I'm sure, asking for the blueprints to decide how they want the White House redecorated. They're thinking they have dibs on it, but hey, if they start sparring, it'll make for more entertainment as far as I'm concerned.
Somehow, I'm sure Bill Clinton will work his way into that threesome. He's a spouse of another frontrunner.
Yeah, the Clintons are becoming an afterthought, so now that they're looking, I'm sensing that this is the beginning of them really starting to chip away and grab at the bottom of the pants to pull them down a little bit. When you're on the top of the mountain, they start reaching up to pull you down. They grab that bottom of your pants area, grab a good hold of you and start pulling. This, to me, is the first sign that the love affair with Barack Obama that the media had with him over the past number of months is now beginning to turn. And now put your guards up, because this doesn't sound like she made the most outrageous statement I've ever heard in my life. Right. And yet, we're a little concerned by this. And when they're a little concerned, that means they want you to be a lot concerned. I don't know. I think it's somewhat to pretty understandable that a woman who is a black woman, a minority in many facets, may have had a tough day or two, and now she's starting to realize that the country's come around, and she's proud of her country. It is what it is. The statement isn't hard to decipher.
Right.
And if that means that that kind of negative attitude is something that you don't want in the White House, if that's what the media is insinuating, well, people can decide that for themselves. But it's just beginning. Over the weekend, they found a little portion of a speech that Barack Obama made that they said was lifted from another candidate, and it did look, in fact, a little bit lifted. Big whoop.
He's Carlos Mencia of the political world.
And now she's opening her mouth, and they're analyzing every word that's coming out for her. Get ready. The barrage is beginning. 1-866-663-T-Man. We're in the final hour of this program, and I will open up the phone lines at this time. Anything you want to say, as far as I'm concerned, is fine with me. Let's start with Muffin Pirate. 1-866-663-T-Man. Muffin Pirate, you're on the air.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you, Muffin Pirate?
I'm sitting here in my home. I'm listening to the radio program, and they have all these married women calling in, wanting to be unfaithful to the husbands, and it just breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart.
Are you a married man, Muffin Pirate?
I am not a married man.
Then why would it break your heart if you heard a couple and it wasn't more than
because
really
all these women
a
out here
few?
with their burning desires being unfulfilled, T-Man. I just want to help them.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I see. So
I just want to promise the women of America that Muffin Pirate will stand firmly behind you. He will stand strongly behind you to help you fill that void, and fill it he will.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Tari, you seem to have an extra giggle in your voice when you hear Muffin Pirate. Is he one of the regulars on Terry Cam? Is he one of your fan favorites? Is he one of the guys that you chat with behind the scenes?
Yes.
Maybe he's made this offer of a more of a personalized nature to you in the past, Terry, or what?
No, it's just funny, his comments and stuff when he gets involved in chat. And
so you find married women more appealing, perhaps? Am I reading too much into this? As far as, let's say I was going to offer you sex with whoever you wanted today. Would you choose a married woman over a completely single and emotionally perhaps vulnerable woman? Or what kind of woman is most appealing to you, Muffin Pirate?
Don't get me wrong, I do love married women, but there is also a danger. So normally I would prefer a woman who was not involved with another man. But if a married woman comes along and asks me to help her with that favor, who am I to deny her?
But you acknowledge the risk factor maybe more than a lot of guys would as far as messing around with a married woman. You don't need some guy coming up to you. You don't even know who he is. And then all of a sudden you realize that it's the woman's husband, and you realize too late because now there's a knife right in your gut. So is that something that comes to your mind or what?
That is something that a gigolo recognizes every time. It's something you have to take into account.
And that's who you are. You're a self-described gigolo.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as that. I wouldn't go as far
you said
as that.
gigolo. I'm not putting words in your mouth. You put them.
Maybe I misspoke. I wouldn't go as far as that, but I have been known to dabble around with married women.
How many married women would you say you've had sex with in the past 10 years, Muffin Pirate? And he hung up the line.
Uh-oh. Hold on, I'll see if he's still chatting.
And would you say, Muffin Pirate, if he's still chatting today, that married women are better sexual performers than single women?
He's not. I'm waiting.
Amanda, you're on the air. Good morning to you, Amanda.
Hi, T-Man.
How are you?
I'm fine.
What are you doing today?
I'm going to pay my phone bill.
Wow, and that's a whole day's worth of activities, huh?
No, I'm probably going to go to the mall.
And she fills out the check, licks the envelope. I'm tired. All right, time to rest up for tomorrow.
That was awesome.
I mean, is there more to your day than paying your phone bill? Or do you have anything else scheduled, anything else planned? Or is life just so damn simple?
It's basically simple. I'm going to the mall.
You're going to go to the mall?
Yeah.
What do we need to get at the mall?
Actually, I'm going to Victoria's Secret.
Oh, hey.
Now, Now, obviously, you're going to Victoria's Secret to buy something to share with someone that is clearly in your life, or you're attempting to get them more soundly in your existence, in your life. Who is this person that's going to be on the best end of the purchased item that you're going to be looking for today?
My boyfriend.
How long have you been seeing him?
About 7 months.
And how's that working out for you?
Really good. He's great.
And how quickly into the relationship did you two consummate it sexually?
About a week.
Wow, she's laughing.
She knows it wasn't even close to a week. It was more like
an hour.
If that much. Hey. You made him wait a week is what you're telling us. You met him where?
Well, he came into my work.
She laughs at everything. She does. And at the time, you were doing what?
I'm a human resource consultant.
It's good to know that a guy could just walk into any office, any place where a woman's on the job, Terry, and a week later, you're totally just pounding away. That's good to know. So all these guys who feel like they're out of line a little bit for hitting on a woman that is in an office or is on the job, hey, here's a success story of a guy who obviously made some kind of move or started some kind of conversation with a woman who was at her cubicle or doing her job, and look where it led. Now she's buying Victoria's Secret items for him, Terry.
Yes.
He's run her joints a couple of 100 times.
I was trying to find him a job.
Oh, jeez.
You were trying to find him a job in a professional type atmosphere. That was your duty. And instead of finding him a job, you gave him one of your own.
I said I made him wait a week to have sex.
Now, did you know while he was, I guess he had to be perceived as a client of yours, while he was having you do the work for him and you were looking out for his employment interests, were you knowing right off the bat that this guy was your type and that you wanted to have sex with him? How quickly into the work relationship did you kind of sense that this was someone you wanted to do more than just a professional type situation with?
He walked in the door, and I looked at my friend, and I said, I'm going to be with him.
Wow.
He's fine.
Women are such sluts, Terry. I love when they do that. I love women do that all the time. They know in the first second, and then they're always right. Always right. So he worked in he walked into your office. He walked into your work, and you knew initially, as soon as he popped his head in the door, so to speak, that you were going to have sex with him.
I knew, I told my friend I was going to be with him, yes.
Oh, my God.
And you hadn't seen him, and when you said that to your friend, you hadn't known him for more than 15 seconds. How long had you seen him? 2 minutes, tops.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty,
but he's fine, and I was like...
But that's pretty confident of you, to see some guy that obviously must look decent to better than decent because you were into him, and you just knew that you would be able to make that happen. That's a pretty cocky, sassy little female attitude that I love, Terry. How could you have been so sure? How could you have put yourself on the hook like that with your friend, knowing that that's what you wanted when you weren't completely sure whether he was even married or whatever at the time? Nothing would have been a barrier?
No.
No, I knew that he was going to be mine, so.
Wow. And a week later?
He was mine.
Oh, jeez.
And you're having a good relationship? Is it going anywhere? Is it going to be over in a month? What's the story?
No, we're going to be together. I've got his name tattooed on me, and he's got mine.
Jeez.
Like literally?
Yes.
We're staying together. He loves me.
Well, you sound like the type. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, I hope that tattoo doesn't... Tara, remind me to invest in a tattoo removal company.
Okay. I
hope you live happily ever after. I forget the initial reason as to why you called. Why did you call, Amanda?
Because I went to Vegas when I was married, and I left my husband at home and had more fun than...
So you've been previously married?
Yes.
And that went... 4 kids, yes. Everything's just so funny.
I know.
Probably to keep from crying, right? Do you think, or no?
Are you laughing on the outside to masquerade the tears and the heartache that lies within, Amanda? I mean, what's with you? What's your story? What's wrong with you?
Listen, I was married before. I have 4 children.
Wow.
I have this new boyfriend, and he loves me, and he loves my kids like they're his own.
Yeah, until you turn your back. Anyway, Amanda, I'm so happy that things are working out for you. For another 2 weeks, and I'm glad I'm glad that you're doing your part and trying to keep the relationship spicy and filled with flair by going to the mall and getting yourself a little something to throw on a night to make the activities of this evening that much more exciting. Is that what you're thinking, or what?
Yes.
And what item that I might have seen in the catalog might be something that you're going to be sporting tonight?
It's black, and it's got this little heart on the butt.
There'll be a heart on the butt.
Why do I feel like it looks different on the model than it does on Amanda?
Yeah.
Hey, I look good.
Amanda, thanks for coming on and being a part of the show today, baby. I hope you call again soon. Where are you at right now? What mall are you going to, in case anyone wants to feel like, oh, I'm going to be in the same mall as Amanda. I maybe have to stop into Victoria's Secret and check her out. What mall are you going to?
The Capitol Mall in Olympia.
Huh? Well, have fun with that.
I will.
Take care.
You too.
All right. Man.
You'll recognize her, the one with the 4 kids on her arms.
1-866-663 T-Man is the number to call. Let me go to Jessica real quick. Yes, Jessica. What's with all the ladies this morning, Terry? I got the ladies and Muffin Pirate.
I know.
Yes, Jessica. Go ahead.
Muffin Pirate said he missed the question.
I don't
Sure
want to
he
ask
did.
it again because I barely remember. Jessica, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm calling in regards to the Elliott Bay hot tubs in Federal Way.
About some company, all right? I don't want to hear about it. If you got a problem with some business, take it owners of the company. Don't come on the air and start ragging on some company that I'd never heard of. All right? Now, if you want to keep the place nameless, which obviously is too late now, I hope that got dumped, then that's fine. I want to hear all about the company that screwed you over. Elisa, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi. Amanda, it sounds like she's still in high school because if you're together with someone for 7 months, you wouldn't go and get their person's name tattooed on your body.
Well, if you had a guy that was actually willing to take in your 4 kids, as she says, somewhat like it's his own, and he's actually being nice to her when she's been all used up, and you're just thinking, wow, I'll never find someone, then in fact you did, and he seems like just the greatest guy in the world, you may get beyond what's normal levels of thinking, just completely out of your gourd, and put a tattoo on yourself, even if you're not 16 or whatever.
Sold. I'm in.
But it just doesn't make sense because there's not the perfect guy. There's no such thing as a perfect guy.
Wow.
Something tells me a lot about Amanda's life doesn't make sense. So that would just be consistent with the rest of her profile. But there's no such thing as the perfect guy. Is that what you're saying, Alicia? Isn't that a little bit of a cynical view for you who is just what? How old are you, Alicia?
I'm 17.
17.
Wow.
And how do you pronounce your name? Elisa or Alicia or what?
Alicia. A-L-Y-C-I-A.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Los Gatos.
Shouldn't you be in school right now?
I'm in independent studies.
And you're calling us from the school or what?
No, from my house.
From your house?
Yeah.
What is independent study? It means you don't go or you get to leave school or what?
No, you go once a week for an hour and you just do your homework at home.
So you're basically homeschooled?
Yeah, basically.
Wow. And you feel like you have advice to offer the rest of the world? When you're like a 17-year-old sheltered girl, like you have so many vast experiences that you can draw upon to share your thoughts about the way people should conduct their lives?
Yeah.
Maybe you should just sit back and listen to the program, as opposed to calling up and telling other people how to live.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Go study for an hour.
Independent
William,
study.
you're on the air.
All right. Hello.
Yes, William.
Yeah, I want to make a comment about the Miss Obama comments that she made. I agree with her. I'm 55 years old, black man, and she made the right comment. I've been proud of this country since Muhammad Ali rejected the military status.
All right, well, then you've been proud of this country before. She's like a 40-some-odd-year-old woman, and she says she's never been proud of this country before. That's a big statement to make. That shows a cynical type view that a lot of people are going to be uncomfortable with. Now, maybe it's warranted, and maybe it's not, but a lot of people are going to be like, well, why do I want a woman who's so bitter at the country to be in charge of it, basically, or at least because any man who's in charge of something, there's a woman behind him who's really in charge. Well, that's going to frighten a lot of people. So the fact that she showed her hand, she showed her cards, she made her thoughts, she might want to keep that to herself because that's going to scare a lot of white people.
Well, hey, you know what? Everybody needs to watch this movie called The Head of State with Chris Rock, and they'll be eased at about the first black president, and they'll laugh about it.
Yeah, I don't think that's really going to be a reference that's going to totally hit home on what we're talking about here with Barack Obama, who has a very legitimate chance of becoming the first president. I think Chris Rock's storylines are a little bit more of a jovial fashion.
And they're going to start showing that movie in the high school civics classes, I'm sure.
Lifetime. I'm really proud of my country.
All right, let me get the whole statement here.
I'm in my adult...
Nah, missed it.
During a campaign speech.
Let me play it from the beginning.
Michelle Obama is finding herself in an unusual position today. She's under attack for a comment she made during a campaign speech.
For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country.
Yeah, that's definitely going to piss off Whitey, Terry.
Yeah.
I never would have thought anything of it until now. Now it kind of rubs me, too. That would have glossed right by me.
Barack had been doing a great job in states like Wisconsin, just like last night, where there's not a black person to be found, basically, Terry, and getting all the white people of the country comfortable with him and basically forgetting about race. And this comment is going to just piss off Whitey, isn't it?
Yep.
First time? Wow.
Oh,
been living here in misery your whole life?
Barack was standing probably nearby when she was making that speech, and he was like, X-nay on the right way.
He's making the cut your throat thing. Shut up.
Oh, my gosh. He's going to
Erica in Oakland, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, Erica.
I wanted to make a comment on the Obama statement.
Please do.
I don't think she really meant what she said as far as never being proud of her country. I think what she means is that now as an adult, this is the first time that she's actually proud of the country.
That's pretty close then. Adult life is a pretty long life, last I checked. If you're saying it eliminates childhood when you're naive and don't know any better, I don't think that really changes the statement. So you're saying she said what you're saying that it is what it is. So it doesn't sound like to me you're changing anything that she said, Erica.
No, I'm just saying that I think to me what she's meaning is that now that she's an adult, it's different than maybe when she was younger.
Yeah, got it. Again, thanks a lot for repeating what I already got dead on that you said.
Yeah, they may not want to put that girl on their case. Not making the best point for them.
I actually think what Miss Obama was trying to convey was she never assumed that the country would ever come around to embracing a black man like they have on a worldwide or a nationwide scale, like they are doing so in progress at this time. And because of that, it allowed her to have this feeling of a lack of pride. So it got taken as more general. It's not like she's never been proud of her country on any level. She just never had a feeling of pride because she never thought the day would come where a black man would be embraced in this fashion. And now that he is, She's proud.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it came out, she's basically hated the country up till now, but now they've come around, so she likes the place that she lives.
You should be her PR
I
person.
think that's what she was trying to say.
That's great.
Right?
But
No,
that's not how Whitey's taking it.
Well, no.
She meant to say she hates
in
the
my
country.
adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country.
Well, I mean, this is the first time she's really proud, but she's been proud before, but not really proud.
She's emphasized
Yeah,
the
this
really.
is a really proud time.
Yes.
Lifetime, I'm really proud of my country.
That statement is now creating a firestorm. Some say-
Firestorm.
A firestorm?
When was the last time you saw a firestorm? In the media, funny? It's creating
Yeah.
a firestorm. Oh, there it is. It just passed by, Terry. Did you see it?
Does a firestorm fall out of the sky?
That statement is now creating a firestorm. Some say they're offended by the remark Michelle made while campaigning for her husband in Wisconsin.
A lot of people are hearing this quote, and they are a little offended by it.
Right. That's a pretty long time if she's in her 40s.
The T-Man Show.
I'm proud of my country. I don't know about you if you heard those words earlier. I'm very proud of my country.
Some are going as far as claiming the presidential hopeful staged fainters.
Do we have somebody who fainted?
That's right. Some are suggesting, without any supporting evidence, that Obama's campaign planted people to pass out at his rock concert-like rallies.
She looks like she's going to be fine.
A video stringing 6 fainting spells together is sweeping YouTube.
I'd like to admit that casting call, huh, Terry?
No.
Try out to be a fainter?
Yes. Oh, please, please. Here.
Yep, I think it's underway. Talk about a firestorm. They're gonna look now under every stone. They're gonna scrutinize, and they're gonna slam him now any chance they get.
Sure.
Fake fainters. That's great.
Now, do you crumple when you get to the floor? I mean, how do they
I like the ones that go just straight down like a sack of potatoes, Terry. I don't know about you, but if I'm gonna put someone on the payroll to be a fainter, I want them straight down. Kind of like Marie Osmond when she fainted, she faked her fainting. Yeah, she was really believable. Mm-hmm.
We'd like you to let your head hit first before breaking the fall.
I know,
Make it look real believable, please.
I mean, geez, really?
And red turns to green. Any blood, red turns to green. You will get extra cash in your paycheck if you are a bleeder.
Got it. Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair learned the hard way. Or the easy way, I guess.
That's where that expression comes from, by the way. Old school wrestling term. Red turns to green.
I'll explain it to Terry during the break.
I think I get it.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Terry, we've been a little hard on you this morning, and all I have to say about that is...
Gosh.
Why do you make us do that? Why do you leave us?
Why do I?
Why do you give us no other alternative?
I swear.
Why do you make me beat you?
I mean, the more I think about it, I think we truly are married.
Oh, jeez. In honor of that, why don't we give away something we never wanted on the registry anyway? Why don't we give away a 3-pack of CDs right now to the first caller that calls up as I'm speaking? I'm clearing the lines. I'm sorry for those who never made it on. The toll-free number for everyone listening, no matter what city you're in, is 1-866-663-COMMAND. That's 1-866-663-T-A-MAN. I'm clearing the lines, and I'm waiting for the first call right now. And the first caller, and I got to clear the lines one more time. Okay, the lines, as I speak, Terry, are not able to be used right now. In a matter of a few seconds, I will reopen the lines.
Uh-oh.
This is just added drama. And then, the first one to get through is your 3-pack winner. Tell me when to reopen the lines, Terry. Give me the word. Come on. I'm going to give you this power. Come on.
Reopen the lines, T-Man.
Right now?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes, right now.
You said go? Say
now,
go. Oh, geez. There it goes. All right. Yeah, the first caller is the following person. You're on the air.
Hello.
Yes.
How's it going?
Good.
Okay, hang on.
Who's this, Mr. Laidback Man? I'll ask again. Obviously, he's in a heavy wind tunnel environment. Who is this?
It's Leif.
Lace?
Leif.
Leif?
Like Garrett.
Yeah.
Oh.
And how can I be of some service this morning, Leif?
I want some CDs.
Really? CDs! I heard something about that, Terry.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back to the first caller. And believe it or not, Leif, who I don't think was ever first at anything in his life, Terry, is going to be the winner because he's the first caller. Leif, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How'd you do it?
Oh, not bad. Just doing my work thing.
No, how did you do it? How did you beat all the other callers in when we opened the phone lines?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
I got fast fingers.
Oh, jeez.
Makes him popular with the ladies.
Whoa.
Nice big laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm used to it.
Leif, is there any CD that you've been thinking about buying that you haven't been able to go to the joint and purchase and you'd like us to toss it in your 3-pack, or any requests you'd like to make?
Jeez. No, not really. Surprise me.
Surprise you on all 3 fronts.
Why not?
All right. Kermit's Greatest Hits. And,
all right.
John Denver's classics. All right, hang on.
That's a good one.
Yeah, hang on, buddy. Well, if you don't request anything, then it's a free-for-all of what you may have in your mailbox in a few months. You have no requests?
No requests at all. I'm an easy man.
Congratulations to you.
Leif.
Well done. You feel good?
I feel great.
Oh, okay. That makes one of us. All right, very good. Leif's the winner.
Yeah, he is.
That's simple.
I mean, really?
We'll give away more fine prizes.
John Denver and the Muppets did lots of stuff together. We could just combine it.
Yeah, there you go. That means we have to find 2 other CDs for him. Thanks a lot. Now we're back to 2.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he was on the Muppet Show at least a couple of times, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He was. Oh, yeah, they got a bunch of songs together.
Seemed like always on the
You
Muppet
think
Show.
for all the time he was willing to put in with the Muppets and the kids of America that he wouldn't have had such a terrible fate befall him, huh?
Would you like a small sampling?
Of John Denver and the Muppets?
It's a little late, but...
Yeah, it is the season.
Everybody, here we go. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
You happy we did this?
You a Merry Christmas.
Well, congratulations again, Leif. And let me tell you, this is going to make for some great summertime outdoor on the patio type entertainment for you, so I hope you enjoy.
The T-Man Show.